920-8130. Collect calls are accepted.
This is CBC North.
Early in a season in which they were expected to be also-rans, the BC Lions are being chased. You are looking live at Winnipeg Stadium, where tonight the Lions' winning record will get a test from the Blue Bombers. The road to the Grey Cup continues on CBC Sports.
CBC Sports presents the CFL on CBC.
The BC Lions are a finely tuned machine, the engine firing on all cylinders, the machine driven by quarterback Matt Dunnigan, who in 3 games has already passed for over 1,000 yards. Many of them to the CFL's top receiver, David Williams, who has averaged 100 yards a game, and Scott Leckie, who in his 2nd year gives the Lions a threat from his slot back position. The Lions hope the engine will run even smoother with the addition of 14-year veteran kicker Bernie Ruoff. By comparison, the Blue Bombers are in a pit stop trying to retune their engine. The crew chief is Mike Riley, and he thinks he's made a tune-up adjustment by moving hard-hitting Benny Thompson to the safety position, from which he can deal punishing hits. Linebacker James West and cornerback Rod Hill require no adjustments. They haven't slowed things down at all. We welcome our viewers from wherever you're watching to the CFL on CBC. It's Saturday night.
The CFL on CBC. Brought to you by Carling O'Keefe, brewers of Foster's Lager, the Golden Throat Charmer. Petro-Canada dealers and agents. Our energy is Canada. And by Priority Post EMS Courier, your better business connection in Canada and around the world.
The effect of 20 newcomers on a roster should be enormous, but early in the Lions season, the effect has been minimal. The Bombers, on the other hand, have looked like a team suffering the loss of 5 All-Canadians. Their head coach says his team needs time, and Mike Riley believes the team he has for tonight's game is better than the one he had for the season opener, in which the Bombers were beaten by 33 points by these same BC Lions. Don Whitman is on assignment at the Canadian Track and Field Championships in Ottawa this weekend. We welcome in his place Steve Armitage, and Steve is with Ron Lancaster.
Thank you, Scott. Hi, everyone. Tonight's game was supposed to be a rematch between 2 of the best quarterbacks in the CFL, Matt Dunnigan against Roy DeWalt. And, Ronnie, one of them is among the missing.
Yeah, Roy DeWalt's on the reserve list. He took the night off, but Matt Dunnigan is here, and you got to love the way he plays football. He is the leader of the BC Lions. The other side of the ball, Tom Mickey gets his first start for the Bombers. He would love to be the leader of the Blue Bombers. In fact, they need some leadership. But for Mickey to operate, he's going to have to get a lot of protection up front. That means that offensive line's going to have to do a little bit better job than he did last week against Saskatchewan. They're anchored up on the front 5 by Chris Walby, their big All-Canadian. But that front 7 has got to keep Mickey on his feet if they're going to have any success. If they don't, the problem's going to come from these guys. Greg Suman, we know, knows how to sack quarterbacks. Jeff Braswell's been the leading player for the BC Lions defense. And on the other side, everybody remembers James Parker. They say he's 75%. I'll take him any way he wants to play.
If the BC Lions have been weak in one area in the early part of the season, it's been the inconsistency of their kicking game. They think they've solved that with the addition of a veteran.
Well, this man, Bernie Ruoff, can kick field goals. He likes kicking them. That's what he's going to do tonight. He's not going to have to punt. That makes him happy. The BC Lions were excited yesterday when he kicked 62-yarder.
And it's good to have a veteran like Ruoff back in the CFL. Now let's go down to field level where it is hot and muggy. Scott.
Yes, Steve, just about 100 degrees down here at halftime and inside the CFL. We'll go outside the CFL to be joined by a world boxing champion who 48 hours ago agreed to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. Winnipeg's own Donnie Lalonde is just back from New York, and he'll join us live. The simple answer to the question, what does a general manager do, is a whole lot more than he used to. We'll present some evidence in a feature report on Winnipeg's Cal Murphy. Stay with us. The kickoff is next.
G'day. When I got the invite to this cultural bash, never thought I'd be lucky enough to find some Australian art. Foster's.
Ah, look, a masterpiece.
Sorry, mate. Private collection.
Great. What's that supposed to be?
He doesn't paint how he sees, he paints how he feels.
I think you better send him a get well card.
Foster's, the Golden Throat Charmer.
Welcome to highlights of the Big Grey Cup game. Let's go to the tape. There's the smasher. She's got some choices here. She's rolling left to the $1 Million Grey Cup Day draw ticket. Oh, no, she scrambles right to the ticket for big discount on CFL games. She fakes left again and deep straight up the middle for the instant win of up to $1,000 cash for a VIP weekend at Grey Cup 88. What perfect poise under prodigious pressure. There are 5 ways to win in Grey Cup Millions, so get in the game today.
Somebody turn on the air conditioning. It is very hot and it is windy. The weather will definitely be a factor in this game here in Winnipeg tonight. And the referee, the veteran Bud Steen. And the other officials working with Mr. Steen, Dave Ewell, Bernie Prusco, Brian Donnelly, John Middleton, and Jamie Kramer. And in the opening quarter, at least, Ronnie, the BC Lions will have the wind at their back, and Roy Kurtz will tee it up and kick off. He'll be sharing the kicking duties tonight with the veteran Bernie Ruoff. Jefferson deep to receive this opening kickoff from Kurtz. And there's Kurtz. And he will have the wind at his back. It's a strong wind, blowing from south to north, right to left, as you look at it on your screen. The BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Second meeting of the season. The game is underway. Jefferson at his own 15 mishandles it, and the ball rolls out of bounds. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will have to scrimmage 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line.
Boy, this puts the pressure on that Winnipeg offense, especially when you get a new quarterback. You want good field position. Mickey has to operate from the 7. Walter Bender, Tony Johns, they'll get the job done. Receivers, Baby's in at the slot back. Todd Brown takes Jeff Smith's place on the roster to get more speed from that slot back position. Tuttle goes outside. This is where the pressure is tonight for the Bombers. They've got to keep that BC Lion defense off of Tom Mickey.
Tom Mickey, the starting quarterback. Roy DeWalt on the sidelines with tendonitis in his throwing arm. He's in the press box tonight. Mickey gives to Walter Bender, and Bender up across the 15-yard line, gets into about the 16-yard line.
Well, Winnipeg wants to establish that running game, but the BC Lions over the years have been tough to run on. They got Mac Moore back in there, and you put Moore with Parker and Ballard up front. That's 3 good pass rushers. We talked about Stuman in the opening. Kevin Konar, who's always been underrated, but one of the best in the league. Excellent secondary. They can play the pass, and they get good coverage up front.
2nd and 5. There was movement at the line of scrimmage. Brian Belway of the BC Lions jumping the gun. Offside, the call against the Lions. Larry Donovan, Lions head coach, in his first full season as head coach of the BC Lions.
BC number 64, the second down repeated.
BC had things work out their way, you know, when you take the win, which they did. They decided to take the win and let Winnipeg have the football. They want to pin them up deep. They got that break, but now when they get this penalty, it's going to put it up to be very close to somewhere around 2nd and 1. In fact, they're going to have to measure. I thought it looked like the first down, but they'll bring him in and look at him.
There's one of the real characters in the CFL.
Had some fun with him today. We were having coffee over,
did.
talking to the Lion coaches. Asked Bernie, since he was making his return from Winnipeg where he started, was he going to put his glasses and watch back on?
He said, no way.
Nah,
he's changed.
He wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it.
He's matured. He's changed. He's a new Bernie Ruoff. As we look at the measurement, about a ½ inch.
Ah, give him to it. It's excellent. It's close. 2nd and an inch is a lot better than 2nd and 5 when you're backed up in your own end.
And the big horses come into the game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. 2nd and an inch. First quarter just underway. Here on a beautiful hot night at Winnipeg Stadium. The Lions against the Blue Bombers. Both clubs coming off losses. Winnipeg 1-2 in the early part of the season. The BC Lions 2-1. Mickey just keeps the net, dives to his right. He has the first down by a couple of yards.
talking to Mike Riley today about Tom Mickey. He said the best thing that's happened to the Bombers in practice this week, they made the decision early in the week that DeWalt was not going to play. That allowed Tom Mickey to get every snap, every rep in practice, and that's what a quarterback needs. Now the rest of the football team knows he is the leader this week. Let's get the job done.
Jeff Tedford is the backup for the Bombers, but don't expect to see him in the game. 1st and 10 now, Winnipeg. Quick pass, complete to Murphy. Murphy does a juggling act, but hangs on. Gets 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down at the 25-yard line.
So a lot of people think that's, not a great pass, but to me, I think it's important when you have a young quarterback, hit that first one. It's just a one-man screen. They bring Randy Faby out underneath, give him the ball, let the receiver run. So he completes that first one. Now he can start to relax a little bit.
A gain of 1. 2nd and 9, Blue Bombers. The ball at their own 24-yard line. No score. Opening drive of the first quarter. Mickey gets some time. In and out of the arms of the intended receiver, Tuttle. Good coverage there by Keith Gooch.
Well, Tuttle's been playing slot back for the Bombers. He's not happy in there. He wanted to go outside, and they've got to get more out of him. 9 receptions and 3 for touchdowns. The only wide receiver to score a touchdown, but the big thing, only 9 receptions. That's not enough for a guy like Barry Tuttle.
So that brings on Bob Cameron, who will be kicking into the wind. And in practice before the game, had a little problem. If you get the ball up too high, the wind just picks it up and drives it right back.
Bob's complaining of a seam right there where he has to step. He wanted the ball moved, but he didn't win the argument.
Rivers and Drawhorn back to take this punt from Cameron for the Lions. Let's check the hang time. That's a low line drive. The hang time on that won't be great. Lorenzo Rivers dropped at the midfield stripe, but a flag goes down. A flag on the play, on the punt. A 34-yard punt. That is not up to Cameron's average. He came into the game averaging 42.2 yards per carry. No score. Opening quarter here at Winnipeg Stadium.
Purity has its mark. With gold, it's stamped right in. In Canada, another symbol for purity is HT. Found on HT lubricants from Petro-Canada, the only lubricants formulated from a base oil that's 99% pure. HT lubricants from Petro-Canada for your farm, business, or vehicles. Your assurance of quality that's as good as gold.
How is Priority Post EMS Courier better connected? Through an experienced national network with reliable next business day delivery most everywhere in Canada and all the choice, convenience, and price features you'll ever need. Through better connections to the U.S. And through the EMS Courier network, better connected to Europe and to over 60 countries right around the world. Priority Post EMS Courier, Canada's better business connection.
There was a record temperature in Winnipeg today, but we, of course, are concerned with the temperature at field level, where we have said in the past that this turf acts as something of a radiator. At 5 o'clock this afternoon, we measured the temperature at 43 degrees Celsius, or 109 degrees Fahrenheit. At 6 o'clock, it was about 39 Celsius, 100 Fahrenheit, and then game time, it had actually gone up a degree or 2. We should also tell you that our crew, with the sun at its peak, beating down on this turf this afternoon at 2:30, measured the temperature on the field at 54 degrees Celsius, or 130 Fahrenheit. Mercifully, it's not as hot as that now, Steve.
It is hot, but you're right. Not that hot right now. BC Lions 1st and 10, and they go to the running game right away. And Larry Donovan indicated that that was what he was going to try and establish, was the running game as quickly as possible in this one.
Well, he wants to get that running game going, and on first down, they've been about 50-50. You saw the flanker come back. They faked the reverse. All they want to do is freeze them to try to get outside, and Taylor does. He gets 9 yards, so it's a pretty good way to start the ball game.
So it's 2nd and 1, and with that short punt from Bob Cameron, the Lions have excellent field position. Matt Dunnigan on the quarterback sneak picks up the first down.
Well, with Matt Dunnigan at the control, this BC Lion offense is first in a lot of categories. He's got Taylor and Parker in the backfield, no change from last week. What I like here is Scott Leckie in his second year, and Andrew Murray is a rookie. Inside at the slot, two excellent young pass receivers. Big pressure on their offensive line, too. They got to keep Dunnigan healthy.
First and 10 Lions from the Bombers' 33, complete to Murray, and Murray is pushed out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
Wow, the Winnipeg defense has got a big job tonight. Gray, Mickelwitz, and Seal, they've got to try to get to Dunnigan and keep him from running him around, because if he does, he'll drive him crazy. They got Aaron Brown's the leader, and James West, two of the big veterans that played in there a lot of times. The big change, Benny Thompson goes to safety, Sampson to halfback, because Thompson's physical, and that's what they want from that safety position.
Second and 1, Dunnigan puts it up, looking for Williams, and it's complete. Touchdown, Lions! David Williams.
Well, in that first game out in BC, they talked about Jefferson covering on David Williams, and Williams had a field day. He comes in with 3 touchdowns, that's his 4th. Jefferson was looking forward to this tonight. He wanted a one-on-one battle with Williams. Williams wins the first round, just lays it up at 6'3". He goes up over top of Jefferson, pulls it in. A good, nice catch, good move for the Lions. They had the win, they scored.
And the third all-time leading scorer in the CFL, Bernie Ruoff, attempts the point after. It is routine for the veteran. Ruoff makes it 7-0. BC Lions leading Winnipeg in the opening quarter.
Gone down.
Mary Decker has fallen.
Moments you will never forget. Seoul, 1988, exclusively on CBC television. The news is out that a friend of mine just inherited a fortune, and not only that.
I would like a large pizza pie to be delivered.
He talks on the Disney Sunday movie tomorrow.
Joey Jeremiah, chairman of the welcoming committee, at your service.
Joey has his eye on Degrassi's newest student.
Can I help it that I'm dazzled by her beauty?
Could Liz be the one for Joey?
I just got invited over to Liz's after school. Joey Jeremiah, super stud.
Degrassi Junior High, Monday.
Well, you get the one-on-one coverage, and here comes the blitz. Too late, just lays it out. Now, Benny Thompson's coming from the free safety to help. Just too far to go. The reach on that 6'3" body of Williams reaches out and makes the touchdown. Well-executed play.
A 22-yard scoring strike from Dunnigan to that man, David Williams, and the BC Lions lead Winnipeg by a score of 7-0. Roy Kurtz will kick off following the touchdown. Roy Hurd, James Jefferson deep to receive. Jefferson at his own 15. Jefferson pulled down at the 35-yard line by Todd Wiseman. A 61-yard kick, a 21-yard return by Jefferson. And that's a little better field position for Tom Mickey to go to work with. 10:40 remaining in the opening quarter. BC leading Winnipeg 7-0.
A lot better field position. You hate that goalpost being in the huddle with you when you're calling plays. You're out here now where you can do what you want. You can open the offense up. I know they want to get a running game going also, because that's been their style over the years. A little bit of run, quick passes. They've got to get that started again.
And they go to the running game. This time is Johns, and he picks up 2 or 3 yards on the carry. James Parker in to make the stop for the Lions.
Yeah, Coach Donovan was asked at the press conference yesterday if this quick start by a team that is so young, wouldn't it be getting a little cocky or overconfident? He said, we're too young to get that. We don't know anything about it. We just line up and play football. That's good. Let them play. They're young. He said they rush around, make mistakes, but they're aggressive.
They need 4 yards for the first down. Mickey gets some time. Mickey's going to run and has the first down. With 3 yards to spare, Kevin Tonar brings down the Winnipeg quarterback.
That's a dimension that Mickey adds that I don't think Roy DeWalt does anymore. He doesn't run very much. Mickey will go get it. He gets good time. He can step up in the pocket. You see, they keep the backs in. Tony John's in to help. The hole opens up the middle. He says, I'll take it. Go up. Comes close. Now, hit the deck. That's it. Get down. Get that first down.
First and 10 Bombers from their own 48. They trail 7-0 opening quarter. Mickey over the middle, complete. Todd Brown.
Well, Todd Brown from Montreal to Saskatchewan. Now here in Winnipeg, they like his speed. They put him into the slot, fit Jeff Smith out, and move Tuttle outside. He's going to come right underneath. Here he comes. Quarterback looks, cocks the arm. Here comes the linebacker. And as we said in the opening, he's been their leading defensive player the first couple games this year. He's a good one.
Braswell, the leader of the posse. That's what they call the BC Lions defense. 2nd and 8 Winnipeg. Mickey under pressure. And he's finally brought down. Kevin Tonar getting in there for the Lions and dropping Mickey. First sack of the game for the Lions defense.
Well, that play was in trouble right from the start. They showed the blitz early. They were all over the place, and finally Mickey tries to scramble. Konar's there to bring him down. Good defense, and you know the Lions are going to come after you. You know that.
That was one of the things that Mike Riley talked about in our discussion with the Blue Bombers head coach, was the speed of the BC Lions defense. Very, very quick.
And they take a lot of gambles, and they get away with it because that team speed allows them to do it.
Cameron into punt for the Bombers. Gets a good one away. Into the wind. Rivers at his own 20. And there is no running room there for Lorenzo Rivers. Michael Allen downfield to make the stop. A 43-yard punt and 0 on the run back.
Well, we're holding true. What we've been watching on the hang time we put on the screen for you is that if that ball is in the air, somewhere around 4.3 to 4.5 seconds, and the ball goes 40 to 45 yards, there's no return. Those offensive linemen and that punt team get down there and cover them, and that's Winnipeg's strength, is the special team.
4-4. Outstanding hang time for Cameron. First and 10 Lions from their own 20. And they give to Parker. Ken Haley makes the tackle for the Bombers.
And we're going to get a roughing call on number 48, Callaway, who threw Dunnigan to the ground, and right in front of that man, the official. So we're going to get a penalty.
Area roughness, 48, Winnipeg, first out.
After Dunnigan handed off the football, he was just going back, and Callaway grabbed him and just threw him on the ground right in front of the referee. That's going to get to 15 every time.
Head coach Mike Riley not too excited about that call.
All right, here comes Dunnigan. Watch. Well, he's faking. I can understand the guy hitting him. Maybe he could have just grabbed him. But, you know, he's got to protect himself. He can't let Dunnigan outside, but the referee didn't see it that way. Gives him 15 yards. Good call.
Lions have the ball at their own 42-yard line. Good fake again by Dunnigan. Buys him some time. Gets outside. Fires deep. Looking for Murray. Incomplete. But a flag goes down.
This one's going to be on number 37, I believe, Benny Thompson. We'll see.
Roughing the passer. Winnipeg 37, first down.
Team on a blitz in that safety position. Dunnigan on his favorite pattern. Bootleg. Fake it, roll outside, cause things to happen. He released the football. We're going to take a look. The ball's in the air. Throws it to Andrew Murray. He makes a good attempt to catch it. Good coverage on defense by Darrell Sampson.
Excellent coverage on the part of Sampson. But the BC Lions are moving with the help of the yellow flags. They get to Parker. Parker to the 50-yard line. And another flag is down. This time it's against the Lions.
Illegal procedure. BC 33, first down repeated.
Murray, the guilty party on that play. 7:07 remaining in the opening quarter.
Right at the top, number 33, slot back Andrew Murray. You see him jump early to get that little inside-out position to block. It's a mistake, but I tell you got to like this kid. He's got good speed, comes from Carlton, he's got a nice future in this league.
First and 15, the screen, complete to Taylor. Taylor brought down at the midfield strike. Good move there by Aaron Brown, the middle linebacker of the Bombers.
Well, Aaron Brown, being a veteran in there, he's seen them all. He makes the calls to the Winnipeg defense. He read the screen. When then Dunnigan tried to throw it, he's there to make the tackle.
Good read on the part of the middle linebacker. Second and 12. The ball at the midfield strike. BC leading 7-0. They give to Taylor. Taylor turns the corner, loses the ball. Winnipeg had recovered. Greg Battle. So when we come back, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will have possession of the football.
Do you want to take a few seconds to make your car look better? Okay, when you finish washing it, do the tires with Armor All Protectant. You can do a tire in about 15 seconds. Go on, try it. Oh, now, if the tires look new, is that okay?
You are so beautiful. Everything I hope for. Everything I need. You are so beautiful.
Have you looked inside your car lately? And how hard could it be to wipe some Armor All Protectant on the dash and the seats? Now, don't you feel like you went out and bought a new car, huh? Except I saved you the payments. Nothing down, no tax, pressure.
Well, the Lions crossed them up, ran on 2nd and 12. You see Mills leading them around the end. Taylor's going to be stripped right here. Number 34, Greg Battle just takes the ball right out of his hands, gets up and starts running with it. So it's a big play. Here he comes, cuts back in, underneath the block by Jamie Buise. Now there's 34, just takes it away from him. It never does really hit the ground. Battle's got it, and Winnipeg's got better field position than they've had the whole game.
Greg Battle, the man who came up with the ball for the Blue Bombers. They now have 1st and 10 from their own 51-yard line. 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. BC leads 7-0. That pass intended for Todd Brown, incomplete.
One thing we're going to see tonight from Winnipeg is Ty and Coach Riley. They're going to keep Johns and Paul and Bender, whoever's in there at the running back position. They're going to stay in and help that offensive line because of the rush by that BC Lions defense. That means only 4 receivers are going to be out a lot, and that'll hurt the passing game.
Ballard, Belway, Moore, and Parker. A potent rush when the BC Lions defense is playing well. They can put an awful lot of pressure on a quarterback. 2nd and 10 Bombers from their own 51. Mickey, complete. He completes it to Murphy just shy of the 40-yard line. Larry Crawford defending on the play from the Lions.
Well, you know, you think back to what Coach Riley told us when we were sitting there talking with him. He said one of their big concerns, they have not been going to the wide receivers. They've been geared inside to the backs and slot backs. He said this week we put in the plays, and they are designed to go outside, and that's where we want to go. Mickey gets time, scrambles, just a curl in, turn in to Murphy. They've got to get him in a ball game. He had 15 receptions, but no touchdowns.
The ball at the Lions 40, 1st and 10 Bombers. A little movement there on the part of the Lions. They get to Bender. Bender could go. Bender, touchdown, Bombers, 40 yards.
Well, Steve, we said all along they need a running game because of the new quarterback. That's a great way to get it started. Bender made a nice run, got through a little bit of a crease, made a couple good moves, and showed that he had the speed. It's just a draw. He comes back. Now you pick the place you want to run. The offensive line opens the hole anywhere. Watch this. Shakes off the hit by Stuman. Then he bounces to the outside, and he runs it on in.
Kennard with the point after, and it's good. So with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining to play in the opening quarter, we're tied at 7.
All right, one more time. The draw, hand to Bender, find a little bit of a hole, upfield, shakes off that tackle by 45. Stuman regains his balance right here, and now it's a foot race, and he wins no problem. And what a way for the Bombers to go against the wind to come out of here with 7 points. But that offensive line took a lot of heat. Laubauer makes his block. 66. Rhoda Huskers comes around, makes a block on a linebacker. They get him into the secondary. The offensive line's job, get him in the secondary. The rest is up to him.
And for Walter Bender, his first touchdown of the season. 3 plays, 59 yards. Took him only just a minute and 22 seconds. Capped by a 40-yard run. Drawhorn and Rivers keep to receive the kick from Trevor Kennard, who is kicking into a strong wind. And a flag goes down.
That's right.
Pig number 3.
Delay of game, the call from referee Butch Steen.
Right. You've only got 20 seconds to kick that football once the referee signals it ready to go, and Trevor didn't do it.
But I think Trevor Kennard may be indicating that he was having trouble getting the ball on the tee to stay there.
Yeah, he indicated, and the referee really listened, didn't he?
He sure did, didn't he? Said, you got 20 seconds to get that ball in the air. I don't care whether it's a 50-mile-an-hour gale.
He said, I don't care about the condition of the water. I just want to know if the boat arrived on time. Now, kick it up ball when I tell you to.
So Kennard will do it all over again, this time from the 25-yard line, and again into a gale. And just pops it up. Rivers at the 44-yard line. Rivers can move. He's got speed. And he gets down inside Winnipeg territory to about the 43, 44-yard line. Brought down there by Paul Clackney. So once again, the BC Lions will have excellent field position. We're tied at 7, 4:44 remaining to play in the opening quarter.
Oh, you got to like that Rivers, the way he returns those kicks. He's excellent to watch. He's fun. He's exciting. He's got good balance. Excellent balance for Rivers. I like to watch him back there. It makes it exciting.
They spot the ball at the 43 where the BC Lions are 1st and 10. Gives to Anthony Parker. Parker still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line, and then has his helmet driven off him by Aaron Brown.
Then came the bottom, and then a great block by Jamie Blease, the right guard, came on a trap. And he made the hole that Parker went through. Watch number 69 coming across. Bang, makes the block. Now, he again, get him into the secondary. Parker with all that power. He's averaging about 7 yards a carry. He's got a first down.
It's Haley who comes in and knocks the helmet off of Anthony Parker, but it's good for the first down. 1st and 10, ball at the 30. Donegan rolls right, fires back into the middle. He was looking for Sam Moore. It's incomplete. Good coverage. Good coverage on the part of the Bombers secondary.
Rod Hill right there. He's got more one-on-one coverage. He wins the battle. Gets in front, knocks that ball away. He didn't bite at all. Didn't scare him. So Donegan throws an incomplete pass finally.
And that's his first incomplete pass of the ballgame. 2nd and 10. Donegan with time. And it's intercepted. Aaron Brown with the interception, and there was a fumble on the play.
Referee signaled Winnipeg ball. Rudy was down, so they keep possession. When you throw across the middle, you got to know where the linebackers are. He was looking and watching Andy Murray coming across on his pattern. Did not see Brown. Watch him. He's looking back to his left. Murray's coming on a crossing route. So he throws to him, and he doesn't see number 53. He just jumps up and takes the ball away. He's going to fumble the ball after he hits the ground. See, he doesn't see Aaron Brown, but Aaron Brown sees him. You cock that arm, those defenders go to that area. He makes the interception.
Donegan had a lot of time to get that one away. Now it's 1st and 10, Bombers from their own 34. They give to Bender, who has the Blue Bombers touchdown.
Aaron Brown, his 4th year. He was part of this linebacker crew a few years ago. He's a good one. They're happy to have him back. Remember, we were here for the Hamilton game. They was concerned he wouldn't be in shape. Mike Riley said they have worked on their conditioning since the opening game because of what the BC Lions did to him with that hurry-up offense.
Vernon Paul into the ball game. Bender is shaken up on the play.
Well, they got to get him healthy. He has the speed back there. Tony Johns is a good blocker. Vernon Paul's a good blocker. But they want to block for this man, Walter Bender. You know, he's got a tough enough job coming in here, taking over from the guy that was here last year, and that's tough.
How about high tech? Look at this.
I'll tell you what, let's look, see who that is. Bill Roper, I'm glad to see that. You know, I was wondering if they're screwing that into his leg. What do you think?
Ouch. Ronnie, I got to wonder about the heat down at field level. How taxing will it be on the ball players? 130 at one point this afternoon. It's not that warm now. They did put some water on the field, but it's still got to be very, very warm down there.
Well, I look down there, I see Mac Moore with his helmet off. You know, they're going to get that helmet off to get this breeze, because there is a breeze coming, and they're going to look for it. All right, here comes Bender. See if we can see what happened to him. He plants right there. He made that cut. Looks like his leg wasn't very stable. Let's hope he can come back. He's not walking real well coming off the field. He's limping a little bit. Let's hope he gets back in there for the Bombers. Shaking his head. He's not real happy. That leg just gave, and he tried to cut back.
And in weather like we've got today, we could see a lot of players coming down with cramp. 2nd and 5 for the Bombers. The ball at the 39-yard line. Mickey. Tony Johns, the ball carrier.
Well, Tony Johns knows 220 pounds, though. I mean, he can run with the football. He's been their best blocker. He doesn't get to carry the ball very much. But, you know, every running back wants it, so when he gets his chance, you know, he's going to go for it.
They're calling for a measurement, but I think they're going to be short. They are. How about the length of the football? 2:37 remaining to play in the opening quarter. We're tied at 7. And the Bombers are that close to a first down.
Mike Riley says he's right. I counted 2 that went in. 3 came out. What he says, you know, we didn't get 3 guys in there. And probably who the guy missing is probably Walter Bender. So Uchin goes in.
3rd and less than a yard to go for the Bombers. Earlier, Mickey successful on the quarterback sneak. Don't be surprised if he does it again. This time he goes to the left side of the line. And he should have the first down. He does. The indication from referee Bud Steen. First down for the Bombers. The Bombers have one of the best home records in the CFL over the past 5 years. 32 wins and only 3 defeats. That is a phenomenal record at home. But the Lions are 6-1 against the Bombers in the last 7 games.
Well, the Bomber offensive line, 6'4", 266 pounds. BC, we talk about them being young, but their offensive line averages 27. Maybe they're a little smaller, but they got more experience.
This is the game of the rookie. Mickey completes to Murphy. Murphy still on his feet. He's got speed, but he's caught and pushed out of bounds. Anthony Drawhorn was the man who forced him out of bounds.
Well, he just kind of threw Keith Gooch right off of his back. Again, it's that split screen, quick screen out there. Murphy tried to come inside and then bounce it out. He had to get rid of a defender and then almost broke it, and Wiseman had to come over to help out.
So the Bombers move the ball down into the Lions territory. They're 1st and 10 from the BC 49. 1:22 remaining opening quarter. We're tied at 7. Mickey just tries to float one out there.
Floated right over everybody.
And it
right
floated.
Out of bounds.
Mickey's still working against the wind, and psychologically, that's always a problem for the quarterback. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, it's tough. It takes a long time to get used to. If you throw a perfect spiral into the wind, you can throw it. If the ball flutters at all, the wind will knock it right out of the air. Roy DeWalt standing on the sideline. He doesn't care if they blitz. He's not going to have to pick it up tonight.
Not tonight. Although he is helping call the plays for Tom Mickey. 2nd and 10. Mickey stumbles a bit and recovers nicely, then floats it over the middle, complete to Brown.
Brown makes the catch on that turn-in pattern, but he's still going to come up about 5 yards short, so let's see what they do here.
Brown does what a good receiver has to do, and that is he came back to the ball, saw the quarterback was in trouble, probably broke his pattern and came back towards an open space so that Mickey could see him.
That's exactly what he did. He had run his hook at about 12 yards, far enough for the 1st and 10. But when Mickey scrambled, he went to an open area. So instead of a sack, they don't get the first down, but they don't lose any yardage either.
Punting situation for Bob Cameron and the Bombers, 3rd and 4. Cameron will get this punt away from just inside the Lions' territory. 28 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. The clock is running. Good punt into the wind. Taken at the 15-yard line there by Taylor. Let's go down to Scott.
Well, Steve, Winnipeg running back Walter Bender, who looked very good in that touchdown earlier, suffered turf toe just a few moments ago. That is to say, he jammed his big toe into the turf. He says he's having some difficulty placing some pressure on his right foot, but he's going to go back into the game and see how it is.
Scott, that's interesting because Roy DeWalt used to suffer from that on occasion. Turf toe can be very painful. If you've ever had a broken toe, it's not a broken toe, but it's very close to it. Similar type of pain.
Yeah, you can't push off. No power.
Should be the final play of the opening quarter. Dunnigan completing to Moore. Moore forced out of bounds. Short of the first down. So the opening quarter is over. We're tied at 7.
There's a feeling in the street. You can see it when you meet. Put it all together with a taste. You know it's real. So real, darling. There's something going on around here. There's something going on around here.
Celebrated throughout the world.
She's Canada's unknown superstar.
A passionately talented violinist.
Music is so versatile. It should reach everybody when it's really good.
Ida Hendel. On Adrian Clarkson Summer Festivals, Tuesday over most stations. Raymond Massey discussing his many roles in life.
These characters become friends.
Raymond Massey, actor of the century, on Roski's Gallery, Thursday.
What's the most talked about video show in Canada? It's Video Hits. We're Canada's favorite video show because we play great music from today's hottest artists. And that's not all. There's our Top 5 countdown, the concert calendar, Sam's Pick of the Week, and incredible contests. It's one show you must see. So tune in every day and find out for yourself why we're Canada's hottest video show. Video Hits. There's a reason we're still #1.
Larry Donovan and Mike Riley, the opposing head coaches for tonight's game here at Winnipeg Stadium. We're getting set to begin the second quarter, and it's BC 7, the Bombers 7.
Riley has to be pleased with the performance in that first quarter, going against that wind, coming out 7-7, and ran the football in for it. Bender's touchdown run. He's got to be very happy.
BC 2nd and 2 from their own 26-yard line. Anthony Parker up and over the left tackle. James West there to make the tackle.
Well, pretty even first downs, yards passing even, but look at the rushing. Winnipeg was 74 yards rushing. That's what they wanted. And Winnipeg, even though they were going against the wind, had the ball 10 minutes. That's the key to that drive. BC got theirs on a pass and from good field position. Winnipeg ate up most of the time, and that's what Coach Riley wanted to see.
And keep in mind that 40 of those yards in the rushing department came on that touchdown run from Walter Bender. The BC Lions striking with a 22-yard pass from Matt Dunnigan to David Williams to open the scoring. First time they had the ball.
Take out Darrell Sampson, put in Stan Mickelwis. Third down and a little less than a yard. They're going to all come to the inside because you can almost bet it's going to be Dunnigan.
You win the bet. It is Dunnigan, but he does get the first down yardage for the BC Lions.
What they try to do is take that defensive line down low and hard through the inside gap, allow those linebackers, West and Aaron Brown, to come over the top and try to catch Dunnigan before he can get that head down. They didn't make it. They get the 1st and 10.
Well, they did make it. It is 1st and 10. The ball at the 28-yard line. We're tied at 7. 14 minutes remaining till halftime. Dunnigan gives to Parker. Parker with a hole. Gets up to the 35-yard line. James West takes him from behind and pulls him down.
One of the things that Coach Donovan told us today that he wanted to see happen. Every team that plays against the Lions is concerned with Dunnigan getting outside. So they started outside. Immediately Mike Gray and Callaway come upfield, and they ran the trap right in behind him with Parker. That's good offense.
Pickup of 7 on the last play. 2nd down and 3 now. Taylor. And Taylor finds a hole. And he gets up to the 45-yard line, where he's greeted by Benny Thompson. What a greeting.
Hey, you watch that defensive line for Winnipeg. Watch them all go to their right, down the field. Watch where Taylor comes all the way back. Callaway's coming in to cover Dunnigan, a huge hole for Rivers to go through. And as you say, a pretty good greeting from Thompson. He's pretty physical.
Welcome to the CFL, Mr. Taylor. 1st and 10, Lions from their own 45, and again it's Taylor, and again he's still on his feet as he crosses the 50-yard line, gets up to the 51. Mark Seal there to make the stop for the Bombers.
5'6", 175 pounds. Very, very strong, good balance, low to the ground, tough to knock off his feet.
The other small running back for the BC Lions, Cherry, is on the injured reserve list. 2nd and 4 BC from the 51. Could be a broken play. Dunnigan just puts it up and out of bounds. It looked like Dunnigan wanted to go to his left.
I really believe Steve Dunnigan made a mistake. He come out of there with a football looking to pitch the ball and toss it back to his left. All his people went to the right. He had no choice. He tried to run that way. There was no blocking, and he scrambled out and threw it away. That's a quarterback mistake. Watch Dunnigan take the football. He turns to pitch left. Everybody's going right. You're on your own, fella. It's just his scrambling ability, and he says, the heck with it. I'll throw it away. Throws it over into the Winnipeg bench, and now they have to punt the ball. We talked about Cameron's kicking. Let's see how he does against the wind.
Not a great punt off the side of his foot, taken by Shorter. And Shorter crosses the 45-yard line, so when we come back, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will have excellent field position.
Priority Post, Canada's largest and most competitive courier network, has joined forces with EMS, the world's most extensive courier network. The U.S., Europe, and beyond. It's all the same network. It's all the same consistent, proven reliability. Whether you ship inside Canada or out. Priority Post, EMS, Canada's world-class courier.
The Canadian Armed Forces. It's our task to meet Canada's international commitments, provide assistance in emergency situations, and defend Canadian territory. The forces need young people to learn and take on challenging careers. Find out how to get a university degree paid for by the Canadian Armed Forces. Look in the yellow pages under recruiting.
I've watched since I was yay high. I don't know how many Grey Cups I've been to that were played in Toronto when I was living in Oakville. I used to go to them and just sit there and freeze and watch, but just to be there with everybody, watching, it didn't matter. Just to be a part of it. To go on a hot summer night and sit there and watch it, just realize that you're there. You're watching the game. The game.
Entering week 4 of the CFL, the BC Lions are leading in 3 important offensive categories, second in another. And, Ronnie, I find this hard to believe. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 8. When was the last time you saw that?
I give up. I don't know, but I know this much. When you lose a guy like Tom Clements, you want to know how valuable he is to a football team, those statistics will tell you real quick.
And interesting to note, the Lions leading in rushing and passing. That's unusual. 1st and 10 for the Bombers. The ball at their own 47-yard line. Mickey puts it up, airs it out, Carter's wide open. Carter inside the 20.
Well, we talked about Perry Tuttle has to get involved in that offense. 47 yards, just straight run down the field, and I'll throw it to you. What I liked was the way Mickey laid it up in the air. It just floated. He had to come back and catch it, but the main thing was he got 47 yards, and they get those wide receivers involved in the ball game.
The Blue Bombers and Mickey are playing with the wind at their backs, and Mickey taking full advantage of it there with a 47-yard throw to Tuttle. They're now 1st and 10 from the Lions' 16. They give to Bender. Bender crashes up through the middle, picks up 2 or 3 yards. Braswell there to make the stop for the Lions.
Well, they get that running game going. The man that should make the hits, that middle linebacker. He reads it, comes over, steps back. There's Bender. He helps. He's got help from Ballard and Stillman, but he's there to make the hit.
The leader of the Lions posse, Braswell. 2nd and 6, Bombers. Mickey gets some time. Touchdown! No, it's incomplete. He had it in his hand. A sure 6 points for James Murphy. And when was the last time you saw Murphy do that wide open, the ball in his arms, and then drop it?
I don't know when the last time I saw that, but I was surprised just like the rest of the fans here. But he'll make it. Let's see if we can see what happens. We're going to get a good look at it from the reverse angle. It's a throwback pattern. He gets a step on Gooch. Oh, had the hands, just didn't squeeze it. So Trevor Kennard gets to kick the field goal.
And the field goal is good. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers should have had a touchdown. They'll come away with a field goal, but they lead the Lions 10-7.
Can the heat with OV in cans. When you're hot, we're not.
In 1985, I was involved in a serious accident. I almost lost my right arm. Some kids in the War Amps child amputee program weren't so lucky. My friend Boyd had his arm severed in a farm machine. In the past, I've helped spread the War Amps Play Safe message. But now it means even more to me to say safety is no accident. So play safe. Right, Boyd?
Right, Jim.
We won? We won.
Carrie wins the case, but her client can't collect.
It's gone, Lena.
Nobody cares.
Did Carrie try hard enough? Then another client gets violent because she's not there.
I hold you directly responsible for what happened.
The pressure's too much. Street Legal, tomorrow. A mysterious disappearance. But the English moors may provide a clue.
I want a word with you.
The return of Sherlock Holmes, tomorrow night.
At halftime and inside the CFL, we'll switch topics and talk boxing with a world champion. Winnipeg's Donnie Lalonde is now looking forward to at least $1 million payday when he faces Sugar Ray Leonard. He'll be our special guest on Inside the CFL at halftime, and you'll get an idea of what it takes to be a general manager in one of the CFL's most critically demanding seasons when we present a feature report on the Bombers' Cal Murphy.
Thank you, Scott. Looking forward to that halftime. Lorenzo Rivers returning that kickoff, and Rick Foggy is into the game for the BC Lions. So Larry Donovan, obviously not pleased with the way Matt Dunnigan is moving the club at the quarterback position, is going with the backup, Ricky Foggy. A young man from Minnesota, 6'1", 185 pounds.
A lot of times, it's not bad. Take Dunnigan out. Foggy plays just like him. He'll watch the offense, watch Winnipeg's defense. Maybe he'll go back in later, but if Foggy gets it going, it could be his game.
1st and 10 Lions from their own 28-yard line. They trail by 3. Foggy under pressure. He's hit just as he unloads the ball. So welcome to the game, Mr. Foggy from the Blue Bombers defense.
Well, they love to come after you. This has been a Winnipeg trait for a long time. Rod Calloway coming from the outside. Watch him coming from the backside. He gets around Rivers. Bang. You get that head and shoulders up under that arm. Those hurt.
That has got to make a rookie quarterback think.
It'll get rid of the cobwebs.
2nd and 10. But he comes back firing. And it's incomplete. He was intending that for Williams. So the Bombers defense has done the job. A little concern for Larry Donovan. Dunnigan couldn't move the team, and now Ricky Foggy, who came on in replacement for Dunnigan, couldn't do it either.
Well, again, let's talk about the kicking in there. Roy Kurtz doing the punting. Cameron is a good punter against the wind. The last kick of Kurtz's was very, very short. Let's see how short this one is. Real short.
The Bombers have blocked the punt. Paul Flatney getting in there to block the Lions punt.
Well, we talk about those special teams. Again, when we talk to Mike Riley, he's very proud of them, and he likes the way Paul Flatney plays football along with Callaway. Watch him come after this one right up the middle. It just collapsed. 29, Paul Flatney blocked it. He's on that ball club. They've converted him from a defensive back to a linebacker, and he's doing a good job on special teams. Here they come, right up the middle.
And it hit Flatney right square in the middle of the chest. It gives the Bombers 1st and 10 from the Lions' 22-yard line. All sorts of flags down. Early motion at the line of scrimmage. Stuman may have been a little anxious to get into the Bombers' backfield. 8:46 remaining in play, second quarter.
Offside, BC number 45, 1st down repeated.
Callaway put that hit on Foggy on that last series. Let's watch this kick. Here they come. Up in the air, 29. Paul Flatney blocks the punt. Big field position for the Bombers.
So now it's 1st and 5. They give to Johns. Johns got some room on the outside. And Johns is pulled down at the 7-yard line by Todd Wiseman.
Let's take a look at this. This is a different looking play. Watch the Bombers. Here comes the guard. They get a great job of blocking on the right side by the right tackle. We talk about Chris Walby. Does a great job of walling it off, and then Johns goes outside and Wiseman saves a touchdown. So they're down to the 8.
That's where they place the ball, 8 yards from the end zone.
Well, touchdown number 2, Walter Bender. A good job up front by that offensive line of the Bombers. They were really criticized last week, but they've done a great job tonight.
Canada's point after is good. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers go in front of the Lions by 10, 17-7.
All day, it's my place. Good times. Listen to the great taste of McDonald's.
The economic forecast
Senior
looks...
citizens,
And rapid transit could
I
handle
wrote
a
this
lot of
book
the over...
based on my experiences.
CBC Radio, for the awakening mind.
There it is. Vastaya, Bauer, Rhoda Huskers, and Johns leading through there. All make their blocks. Easy run for Walter Bender. 2nd touchdown running. Mike says nothing to it. That's what we wanted to do anyway, run the football. Good job.
At the beginning of the game, we talked about the job the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offensive line had to do in terms of protection for Tom Mickey. We neglected to say that they had to do the job for the running game. They have done that so far in this game. Trevor Kennard with a booming kickoff taken at the 2-yard line by Anthony Drawhorn. Drawhorn's got good speed. And Drawhorn with a good return out to the 35-yard line.
That's a good hit by Ken Haley. Haley paid the price, but he really put a good hit on him in his shoulder. I'll bet you that's what he hurt. Well, there's Walter Bender's got to be pleased. Big job for Bender coming in here to fill. Watch him coming right behind Bastaya. There comes Rhoda Huskers, gets in the way of the linebackers. Tony Johns makes his block. Walter Bender jogs into the end zone.
And Matt Dunnigan is back in at quarterback for the BC Lions. So after an absence of one series, it's Dunnigan again. And this time they get to Anthony Parker. Parker with a big hole. And he gets up across the midfield stripe into Bomber territory. Aaron Brown pulls him down, but not before a big game for the Lions, 23 yards.
Watch him go to their left. They start to their left. It's a hand-back trap. This time, Gerald Roper comes back against the flow, makes the block. They get him in the secondary, and Parker at 215 pounds just rambles down the field. Good job. We've seen a lot of running for us teams, you know, for leagues that doesn't run.
7:07, second quarter. Bombers leading 17-7. Taylor gets the pitch, goes left, brought down at the 50-yard line by Stan Mikowitz.
Doing a little talking to the offensive lineman on the bench. In that case, John Coughlin, number 62. Backup offensive lineman. Doing a little talking, but that hand-back trap worked pretty well for them tonight.
2nd and 7 Lions. Quick pass to Murray, and Murray is brought down out of bounds by Ken Haley. Be close to the first down.
Haley hurt that shoulder on the kickoff, making the tackle on Drawhorn. But watch the blitz coming at Dunnigan right up the middle. Here comes Weston Brown. Brown's through clean. Now Dunnigan knows he's going to get hit. He gets it out in the flat to Murray. Haley has to make the tackle, and as he gets up, he's still favoring that right shoulder.
Dunnigan, remember, firing into the wind in the second quarter. Winnipeg leads 17-7, 6:15 remaining. Second quarter. Fakes once, then lobs it up into the air, looking for Williams, but it falls incomplete. Williams doesn't have that kind of speed.
Well, Williams ran a stop and go on Jefferson. He went down 5 yards, and he planted and stopped, hoping to get Jefferson to jump inside and go deep. But when he turned to go upfield, Jefferson was right there and bumped him. No way he could get to that ball. I'll tell you one thing, Dunnigan doesn't hesitate to go to the rookie, does he? I mean, you got these guys in that ball game. We get Murray starting his first game, bang, he goes to him. Good sign.
Not quite up to his average. Dunnigan in the shotgun, gives to Taylor. Taylor with a hole. Taylor finding some running room on the left side, brought down there by Aaron Brown.
Well, their 10-year veteran, Leo Blanchard, was the guy that pulls on that one, comes across, does a good job. Along with number 69, Jamie Buis. They lead Taylor. 5'6", he gets in behind Leo Blanchard, and Buis, he can hide. 10-year veteran. Fired from the Eskimos, playing at right tackle.
This could be a big play for the BC Lions. It is 3rd and 2 at the Winnipeg 33. And they get to Parker. Flags are down. Parker has the first down, but we'll have to see what the flags mean.
Coming back.
It's coming back, you're right.
Leo Blanchard, the right tackle, moved. He was coming down to cut off any inside penetration, and he jumped the gun, and the referee saw it right away, and the flag went down.
So the drive is stalled.
Illegal procedure, BC number 58, 3rd down repeated.
I want to see this one. Bernie Ruoff's going to kick a field goal into this wind. It's going to take a heck of a kick. All right, watch the top of the screen, number 58. See him? Here he is. He's moving early. The referee caught him. That cost him 5 yards, cost him the first down. This is a heck of a kick if Ruoff can put it through against this wind.
A 45-yard field goal attempt from the veteran Bernie Ruoff into the wind. He's got the legs. It's wide. It was long enough, but it was wide. Jefferson on a good return. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, don't go away, we have got world light heavyweight champion Donnie Lalonde to talk about his big fight against Sugar Ray Leonard. And we'll profile one of the more successful general managers in the CFL, former head coach of the BC Lions, former coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Cal Murphy. And we'll have Ronnie's highlights and some stats for you. But looking forward to that interview with Donnie Lalonde.
Well, you got to be happy to get a shot. That bout with Leonard coming up, that's a big one.
Bender, the ball carrier for the Bombers, gets up to the 22-yard line.
Boy, Bender turned inside. He turned that thing inside. He sees number 79, Ballard, there. Pretty tough to run over him.
Tony Johns opened the hole there for Bender with a good block. 4:25 till halftime. 17-7, Winnipeg leading. 2nd and 7 Bombers from their own 22. Mickey got the time, and this time Murphy hangs on. First down, Bombers. Andre Francis covering for the Lions, but a good pass and a good reception by Murphy.
Well, you got to love the blocking job. Watch it. Look at 71. Todd Brown and Tony Johns both standing in there to help. A lot of time to throw. It's just a simple break-in pattern by Murphy. This time he hangs on to the football. So with 3:45 left, they got a lot of time to put some points on the board. Good job again by that Bomber offense.
A play that covered 25 yards, giving the Bombers 1st and 10 from their own 47.
Go on, go on, go on.
Bender tripped up at the 50-yard line, but a flag goes down. The Bombers really in control now and mixing things up, using the run and the pass well.
Getting them both going, and they get a penalty here because I think Randy Faby, number 73, jumped it. Referee on the side threw it. The linesman out on the sideline. Better take the penalty.
Illegal procedure. Winnipeg, number 73. First down repeated.
Randy Faby getting called for illegal procedure. Stalling the Winnipeg drive momentarily. 1st and 10 for the Bombers. The ball at their own 42. 3:20 remaining to play till halftime. Winnipeg lead by 10, 17-7. Little dump pass over the middle, and it's complete to Todd Brown.
You got to feel for those receivers. You know, Todd Brown's not the biggest guy at 180 pounds, and he catches that pass in the middle. That's linebacker territory. They'll just jump right on your head like they did there, so they get their 5 yards back.
In 1975 with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and walking into the dressing room, and there's Garney Henley standing there, who's in his 16th season as a player. To me, as a kid growing up in Hamilton, this man was a living legend, and I was actually on the same team as he was, and I hope for kids growing up these days that they can look back on some of the players of today and consider them legends and have a good feeling and perception about these people as players and about the league.
The decline of smoking, the social revolution that's shaking business. Tonight on Venture, right after Sunday Report.
Mel, you're 68 years old.
So what?
When you've learned all there is.
Jody, I got a secret to tell you. I always wanted to go to college.
This is absolutely absurd. It's time to learn some more.
Don't you think you're a little old for this?
Art Carney and Chris Makepeace are the unlikeliest pair of students you'll ever see.
We're undergrads, Mel.
Wow. Friday.
Saturday, August 13th, the Ottawa Roughriders and new head coach Bob Weber come to Winnipeg Stadium looking for their first win of the season. In their way will be Mike Riley and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have lost at home only 3 times since 1984. Capturing the moments. The CFL on CBC. Ottawa at Winnipeg, Saturday, August 13th at 8 Eastern.
Boy, truer words are never spoken. That quote by Mike Riley says it all. You don't worry about last year or even last week. The 36 players dressed here for this game, that's what's important. Don't worry about the guys that are hurt and the guys not playing. You got 36 guys on the field. You expect to win with them. I think he's got the right attitude.
And the guys he's got playing for him tonight are doing the job. They lead the Lions by 10, 17-7, 2:50 remaining till halftime. 2nd and 8 Bombers, the ball at the 49. Movement on the part of the Lions as Mickey sprints out. Brian Belway, I believe, will be called for crossing the line of scrimmage a tad too early. We'll get the call from referee Bud Steen.
Offside, BC number 64, 2nd down refused.
Well, there's not much doubt about this one. Watch, there he goes. The ball has not moved off the ground. He's already a step and a half into the offensive line. Easy call for the official. That's a good play for the Bombers. Gives them 2nd and 4.
And that's the 2nd time in the ball game that Belway has been guilty of that.
You know, the ball's right in front of him. He should see it.
2nd down. Bender has the first. Anthony Drawhorn there to bring Bender down, who has certainly been the running story of this game so far for the Blue Bombers.
Boy, nothing better for a young quarterback like Tom Mickey in his first start to get support from that running game. And, you know, a lot can be said for what Mike Riley told us. That offensive line knew coming in tonight that Mickey was the guy, so they're going to have to do the job up front for passing and running, and he's getting a good job from all of them.
Yeah, they spot the ball at the 46-yard line of the Lions. Quick out pass complete to Murphy. Murphy gets the block. He wants the 2nd free on the left side. A great block from Randy Favy set up Murphy, and Murphy goes down inside the 15.
A one-man screen. Favy comes off and blocks the most dangerous man. He takes the closest thing to him, and Murphy comes in to get behind him. So he makes the catch. Keith Gooch is in the way, so that's who Favy takes, and then it's just Murphy's speed outside. Todd Wiseman and Kevin Konar bring him down, but not after 32 yards.
And that sets up a 1st and 10 situation for Murphy and the Bombers from the Lions 14. Mickey gives to Bender, and this time Bender does not get out of the backfield, does not get back to the line of scrimmage, thanks to James Quick Parker and Kevin Konar.
Yeah, Tony Johns goes up there to block him, but when Parker uses that quickness and gets 4 yards into the backfield, there's not a whole lot of places to run. And when Bender tries to make the cut, bang, he's gone.
This drive started way back at the 19-yard line of the Bombers, so it has been a good march. 2nd and 11 from the Lions 15. Mickey. Touchdown, Tuttle!
What you gotta like right here is when Mickey sprints to his right, it almost guarantees him one-on-one coverage with the corner Keith Gooch. We saw James Murphy drop one just like that. This time Tuttle makes no mistake. Mickey, the ball's down. We get the extra point from Bob Cameron. Now, what a throw by Tom Mickey. Watch it. He sprints to his right. That takes the safety. He gets one-on-one coverage. Tuttle just goes right by him. Very easy. You can see him behind him. Nothing to it. That's what they had to get from Tuttle. When you sprint away like that, that almost gets you that single coverage, and that's what you want. A fast receiver, one-on-one with a defensive back, and Tuttle wins the battle. Plant, throw it out ahead of him. No chance for Gooch.
What a great job our cameras are doing tonight in providing coverage of that touchdown in particular, Perry Tuttle. And how do you figure this league out? The BC Lions come in leading in so many offensive categories, and who's dominating? But the last place team in the offensive category, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And it goes out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
I'm glad I don't have to make a living betting on ball games. I'd be in trouble.
Big trouble.
Schaefer's.
Think that man's a little concerned right about now with his offense?
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit concerned. Outside of that opening drive when he had good field position and Dunnigan hit the touchdown to Williams, they've done absolutely nothing. So the Bomber defense is keeping them in check. And they haven't allowed Matt Dunnigan to run around, and that's what Donovan wanted him to do. Their only offense has been Parker's running.
And who would have thought? 24-7 in favor of the Bombers. But I'll tell you what, this man is a happy head coach right now. He was a little concerned when we talked to him this afternoon, but I'll tell you, he's got to be relaxed now.
Well, I don't know if you ever relax. You look up there and say, why can't this be the end of the game with us up 24-7?
So Trevor Kennard, who put his first kick out of bounds just inside the 10, will do it again. Remember, he has the wind at his back. 1:27 remaining to play till halftime. And again, he angles it over to the right side of Rivers. Rivers takes it at the 16. Rivers cuts it up and crosses the 35, gets to the 36-yard line, brought down by Paul Clatney. And boy, talk about great efficiency.
I'll tell you, that's not so good, is it? Fumble, interception, punt, missed field goal. Well, I'll tell you, Winnipeg throwing an interception, but I'll tell you, that you got to do better than that. And right now, Winnipeg sort of has controlled its football game.
If you're looking for a turning point, you might point the finger at that Dunnigan interception. They get to Parker, and he is greeted by about 3 Blommers, led by Stan Nicholas.
Look right down on the bottom, getting up right there. Number 52, Michael Gray got him low, and he held him up, and the rest flattened him. They came back to that trap that's been successful for him. Didn't work this time.
So now the Lions, in their hurry-up offense, facing 2nd and 9. The ball at the 36-yard line. Donegan. And did he trap it? No, they rule it complete. Andrew Murray making the reception, but I believe he's going to be just shy of the first down by about a half a yard.
Well, I think with 1:11 left and a half a yard, they've got to go get it. They have got to prove they can move the football on offense. That's a good reception by Murray. Good job to get Dunnigan outside. Murray broke to the sideline. He threw it low. He got the arms under it, makes the catch.
Lions going without benefit of the huddle. Dunnigan picks up the first down with a quarterback sneak. 24-7, Winnipeg lead, 1:09 remaining till halftime. And don't forget, at halftime on Inside the CFL, Donnie Lalonde, world light heavyweight champion, had a profile on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers general manager Cal Murphy. First and 10 Lions. Dunnigan puts it up, complete to Scott Leckie, and Leckie down at the 40-yard line. Benny Thompson there to greet him.
Well, he caught the Bombers in a zone defense, and Leckie just goes down behind the linebackers. Dunnigan lays it over the top. Leckie makes the catch. Second-year receiver from Guelph. Got him in pretty good field position with 57 seconds.
At the beginning of the game, we said that Williams and Leckie had to be keys in terms of pass receiving for the BC Lions. They have not figured prominently in this game. And now, Leckie takes a rather foolish penalty, I believe. We'll have to wait for the call, but I believe it'll be charged against Leckie.
Yeah, that's going to hurt them. So they're down in there, and now they're going to get a penalty with 50 seconds. This could take them out of any range to get any points.
Unnecessary roughness. BC, number 34, second down.
It was Scott Leckie objecting to the coverage that he was getting.
Well, there's the ball in the air. It's well overthrown everybody's head. Leckie just wants to knock him around, make sure he doesn't get it.
Frustration, perhaps, on the part of Scott Leckie as Donegan tries to find Parker on a little swing pass, and it's incomplete. So things not going well for the BC Lions offensively.
No, they're going to let Callaway comes up, and Parker acts like he's going to block him, and then he lets him slip by, and they dump the screen to him in a hurry, but he couldn't hold on. You know, the last time they blocked the punt, if they come after another one, they got time to score again. Clatney got the last one. Let's see who gets this one.
Ball shortened. Standing back just inside his own 20-yard line along with Jefferson. Getting set to receive this punt from Roy Kurtz. Kurtz has not had a great night punting. Again, kicking into the wind, again off the side of his foot. Taken by Shorten at the 30. And Shorten is dropped as soon as he got possession of the ball. Now this is what you call good efficiency.
Well, you get the ball, what is it, 6 times, you get points, 4 of them, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. That's the way you control the game. That's how you win.
Compared to the BC Lions, which was not great. 38 seconds remaining now till halftime. 24-7, Winnipeg lead. 1st and 10 Bombers. The ball at their own 30-yard line. They give to Bender, who's been the workhorse for the Bombers in this opening half.
Well, Braswell, that middle linebacker, we said it's his job to try to stop that run. He gets a lot of help from that defensive line. They keep the blockers off of him. He should find the ball carrier.
Speaking of hitting down on the turf, don't forget one of the great hitters in the ring will be our guest, our live guest at halftime, Donnie Lalonde, world light heavyweight champion, talking about his upcoming fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, with Scott Oak.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Scott Oak.
No, yeah, that would have been interesting to have Scott go a half a round, maybe 1 punch. 2nd and 8 Bombers. Mickey escapes the pressure.
He's
going
there.
long. He's got a man open. Murphy was open for a few minutes, but Andre Francis recovered nicely. Once the ball was in the air, he had a lot of time to get up to Murphy, but for a moment there, Murphy was all alone by about 5 yards.
Boy, he did get behind him. The only thing that saved him was when Andre Francis turned and looked. He saw him. He threw it on the run. Francis makes up a lot of time. I thought for a second Murphy was going to bring it down.
And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers get a standing ovation, which they richly deserve for the way they played in the second quarter. 17 points. We were tied at 7 after the opening quarter, but the Bombers have come back with 17 straight unanswered points in the second quarter to lead 24-7. Cameron fields a bad snap and gets a good kick away with the wind. Angles it off to the right. And the scoreboard clock shows no time remaining, so at halftime, it's Winnipeg on top of the BC Lions, 24-7.
You're gonna like New Foster's Draft. It's great beer. It's fresh out of the keg. But the best thing is, you gotta go out to get it. Foster's Lager, now on tap. Go out and get it.
Mary Decker has gone down.
Mary Decker has fallen.
Moments you will never forget. Seoul 1988, exclusively on CBC television.
Can the heat with Foster's Lager in cans. When you're hot, we're not.
CBC News with Sheldon Turcotte. Good evening. Here are some of the stories we're following tonight for the National. There appears to be a breakthrough in efforts to end the war between Iran and Iraq. Iraq has indicated that it's now willing to accept a ceasefire as long as Iran agrees to direct talks once the ceasefire is in effect. In Paris, a commuter train crashed into a retaining post in a railway station, killing 1 person and injuring 57 others. Most of the injuries were to passengers in the badly damaged first car. It took rescue workers nearly 3 hours to free all the injured from the wreck. Meanwhile, back at home, the world's fastest human proved he's in top form. Ben Johnson made it look easy, sprinting the 100-meter Olympic qualifying race in 9.9 seconds. Johnson, who holds the world record of 9.83 for the 100 meters, proved that he's recovered fully from a leg injury. We'll have details of these and other stories later tonight on The National. Now, back to CFL on CBC.
CBC Sports presents Inside the CFL.
Winnipeg with a surprising 24-7 lead over BC at the half, and welcome to Inside the CFL, where we're not adverse to talking to champions, even if they don't play football. He was raised right here in Winnipeg. He's already claimed the World Light Heavyweight Boxing Championship. Now a 7-figure payday beckons Donnie Lalonde when he fights Sugar Ray Leonard sometime, perhaps in the fall. He was honored prior to the game. We're honored to have him with us now. Donnie, this fight is made for Sugar Ray. You've admitted that because he wants to be the first guy to win titles in 5 different weight classes. It would appear in that respect that you have everything to gain and not much to lose in this fight.
Well, on the contrary, Scott, actually, I feel I have everything to lose. I'm the light heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm putting that title on the line. I have a lot to gain from this fight, but I don't plan on losing my title either.
You're going to be one of the select few to get out of boxing with all the money that you need. I would assume this fight will make you financially secure.
Oh, definitely, yes, myself and my family. But there's more to boxing than money, and I want to beat Sugar Ray Leonard for a lot of personal reasons, and it's going to happen for that reason.
That was a nice way of asking you how much you're going to make. Will you tell me? Or do you know?
I don't know how much I'm going to make. We're on a percentage basis.
Donnie, you've admitted that Sugar Ray has superior boxing skills to you. How can you beat him?
Oh, I'm bigger than he is. I'm stronger than he is. I punch harder than he is. And I'm younger. I'm in better condition. I don't see how he's going to beat me.
Your profile is increasing every day. How much will this fight, with all the hype leading up to it, do for your situation?
Oh, I mean, it'll do everything in the world for me as far as marketing the boxing side of my life. But, I mean, there's more to life, like I say, than just the boxing and the money and the publicity. For personal reasons, I want to win this fight, and I want to continue on as a champion.
I know this fight will provide a great stage for your cause celeb, which is child abuse. That's always in your mind, isn't it?
Definitely. That's what I was just thinking of as we were talking there. The kids need a hand right now. They need some help. The government needs to get behind them on a community level, and each one of us has to pitch in also.
This fight is a dream come true for you, Donnie, but you've got an even bigger dream, don't you?
Oh, definitely. Well, there's dreams and there's fantasies, and to fight Sugar Ray Leonard right here in the middle of the football stadium would be a fantasy come true, but I can't see where it's possible, but we can still think about it.
And these fans, as we all can hear, love you. Strike a pose for them. That's what it's like on Inside the CFL. Thanks for joining us, Donnie. Stay with us. Inside the CFL returns in just a moment.
Yesterday, Billy got his first bike. Too bad he didn't get road lessons on how to drive it, not just ride it. That's why Petro-Canada, working closely with police forces, is sponsoring a major bike safety program that includes teaching kits and videos that will be distributed to elementary schools across the country. For further information on this program, call your local police.
The news is out that a friend of mine just inherited a fortune, and not only that.
I would like a large pizza pie to be delivered.
He talks on the Disney Sunday movie tomorrow.
Joey Jeremiah, chairman of the welcoming committee, at your service.
Joey has his eye on Degrassi's newest student.
Can I help it that I'm dazzled by your beauty?
Could Liz be the one for Joey?
I just got invited over to Liz's after school. Joey Jeremiah, super stud.
Degrassi Junior High, Monday.
We won? We won.
Carrie wins the case, but her client can't collect.
Fine. Let's go, Lena. Nobody cares.
Did Carrie try hard enough? Then another client gets violent because she's not there.
I hold you directly responsible for what happened.
The pressure's too much. Street Legal, tomorrow. A mysterious disappearance. But the English moors may provide a clue.
I want a word with you.
The return of Sherlock Holmes, tomorrow night. Decades of memories crystallized on CBC. Remember 1964?
Willie Fleming trying to find some blocking. Look out! Touchdown!
Still capturing the moments. The CFL on CBC.
Winnipeg with a surprising 17-point lead as we continue with Inside the CFL. If you're a marketing expert, if you can promote the occasional rock concert, scout players, sign players, convince those same players to accept salary cuts, you have the business knowledge to balance a multi-million-dollar budget, can find enough hours in the day to do all those things, you too can be a general manager. Cal Murphy sought to become general manager of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in part to escape the intense pressure he felt on the sidelines as a head coach. Decisions made behind this desk are not of the split-second variety. Here, Cal Murphy is supposed to have time to plot the long-term future of the Bombers. And a few years ago, he would have had that time. Now, as a general manager, he is just as much under the gun as he was as head coach.
Anytime you're fighting for your life, I think you have to work harder.
It's the nature of the CFL in 1988 that the very survival of his team depends on Cal Murphy's ability to balance the budget. The general manager's job is no longer just about drafting, trading, and signing players. It is all about making ends meet.
Is there ever a moment when you sit behind this desk or when you're thinking about your job that you're not thinking about the bottom line, making those figures balance?
I think everybody must think that I'm a Scrooge. I hope they think that of some of the other general managers too, because it gets to be a little bit hard in that sense. Thinking about money all the time is a very, very difficult thing.
From the day last season ended to the start of this one, Murphy pored over his budgets daily, usually taking his work home at night. His workload likely tripled from what it was a year ago.
The fact that you have to renegotiate all the players' contracts. I mean, that doesn't just, it takes hours to do one guy.
And most of his time was spent with facing players on the other side of this desk, impressing on them the importance of accepting pay cuts, so as to be under the CFL salary cap of $3 million. He met with every player on the roster and succeeded in convincing all but one to accept less.
I spent a lot of hours with him, and I did everything I could, I think, to do it. I changed the things around which would make it better, but there's a limit as to what we can do.
Kindly Cal has become cost-cutting Cal, a man who must get costs in line before his team and the CFL spends itself out of existence. It's enough to make one long for the sidelines again.
Let me see, there's 365 days in a year. There are quite a few.
What, and not one day goes by that you haven't wondered what it would be like to be back on the sidelines?
You're right.
Cal Murphy says the best training he had for his current position was his time as a high school football coach in Vancouver, when as well as coaching, he sold ads for the program, ran the concessions, even stocked the soft drink machines. That was 30 years ago. Tonight, he's enjoying his team's halftime lead. Steve?
I'll tell you what, Scott, Cal Murphy is smiling from ear to ear tonight, especially the way the Blue Bombers roared back in that second quarter.
Well, there's no doubt Dunnigan got it started early on the easy touchdown over the top of Jefferson to Williams, but back come the Bombers. Watch the draw play. That offensive line does the job. Tony Johns up through behind Rhoda Huskers. Bender shows great balance, determination when he gets into the open foot race. He wins it hands down. The Bombers are rolling and on the ground, and I think that's the big thing. Then they're 7-7 at the end of the quarter. They turn around. Watch this one. Here comes Tony Johns. Watch Rhoda Huskers. Comes around on Ballard. And again, Walter Ballard just jogs in. Easy touchdown for Bender. And then finally at the end of it, sprint right. Here he goes. Mickey to his right. Looks backside. One-on-one with Gooch. Perry Tuttle wins it hands down. Easy touchdown. 24-7 lead Bombers.
And no matter how you try and figure this one out, it has to be an upset for the Bombers at halftime over the Lions. Scott?
All right, Steve, 1 week tonight, our CFL on CBC schedule continues. We're back at Winnipeg Stadium for a matchup of the Bombers and the Ottawa Rough Riders, still looking for their first win of the season, making their second start under new head coach Bob Weber. Start time of our telecast is 8 Eastern, 7 local time. The blackout is in effect. The second half kickoff is next.
The Canadian Armed Forces. It's our task to meet Canada's international commitments, provide assistance in emergency situations, and defend Canadian territory. The forces need young people to learn and take on challenging careers. Find out how to get a university degree paid for by the Canadian Armed Forces. Look in the yellow pages under recruiting.
What's the most talked about video show in Canada? It's Video Hits. We're Canada's favorite video show because we play great music from today's hottest artists. And that's not all. There's our top 5 countdown, the concert calendar, Sam's Pick of the Week, and incredible contests. It's one show you must see. So tune in every day and find out for yourself why we're Canada's hottest video show. Video Hits. There's a reason we're still #1.
Gone down.
Mary Decker has fallen.
Moments you will never forget. Seoul, 1988, exclusively on CBC television. The CFL on CBC. Brought to you by Carling O'Keefe, brewers of Foster's Lager, the Golden Throat Charmer. Petro-Canada dealers and agents. Our energy is Canada. And by Priority Post EMS Courier, your better business connection in Canada and around the world.
The second half about to get underway here at Winnipeg Stadium. Before it does, let's check the first half stats and look at that total offense. 172 for the BC Lions, 274 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And remember, they came into this game in 8th place in many offensive categories. Turnovers, a big story in that first half. The BC Lions coughing up the football 3 times.
The other stat, too, 107 yards rushing. Bender's got over 70 of those, averaging about 8 yards a shot. So the third quarter is a crucial quarter for both teams. The Bombers have decided to go against the wind, giving BC the ball and the win. So this is a big quarter for the Lions. The Bombers with the 24-7 lead will know where they stand when they turn it around and go for home.
Tom Mickey has certainly done the job for the Bombers in the first half, making his first start. Trevor Kenner getting set to kick it off. Rivers and Drawhorn deep to receive it. Drawhorn will take it. No, he elects to have the ball go out of bounds, so Kenner will have to go back and do it again.
And that was a pretty good kick against the wind. It carried down, but the wind got it, and when it hit on its side and went out of bounds. So that's going to cost them some yards, going to give a little better field position.
You got to think that Dunnigan has got to get his act together along with the entire BC Lions offense. They did not perform up to par in the opening half here at Winnipeg Stadium. But knowing the competitor that he is, he can do it.
Well, you think back about a week ago, the BC Lions didn't play very well against the Toronto Argonauts. The Argonauts did a great job on him in the first half. Dunnigan come out and started to get things going. Well, he's faced the same situation again tonight. They've got to establish themselves early, and that means Dunnigan's got to get that offense rolling.
Kennard kicking off again, this time from the 30. And again, he angles it off to Drawhorn. This time it takes a Winnipeg bounce. And the Bombers have recovered. Michael Allen recovers the ball for Winnipeg. Talk about a team making its own breaks.
Special teams, you know, they talk about them. So far, we've blocked the punt by their special teams. This time, that ball is a free ball. Whoever gets it can have it. It takes the bounce back. Allen dives in there. Looks like him and Clatney go after it. Allen comes up with it, and the Bombers get a big, big break to open the third quarter. There, the ball's free. Allen gets it. Clatney covers Allen. Bombers first down, scoring territory.
Drawhorn hesitated on the bounce, and it cost the Lions. Winnipeg 1st and 10. They pitched. Bender, right side, tripped up at the 30-yard line. I'll tell you what, that haircut works in this weather, does it not?
Boy, it's pretty nice. You get two on the side, and he makes the play. A rookie out of Carleton. Good speed, defensive back. Good special teams guy. He's happy.
A gain of 1 on the last play. 2nd and 9, Winnipeg, but excellent field position there at the Lions' 30-yard line. Third quarter just underway. Mickey does some scrambling. Mickey down at the 20-yard line. Larry Crawford there to trip up the Blue Bomber quarterback.
Good job up front. He finds a little seam and he takes off. Watch the rush. Rush is where it should be. Get outside. Parker force him up. But when he steps up, he finds a hole. He sees the 10-yard marker, steps inside Crawford, and makes the 1st and 10. That's all he wants.
They've called for a measurement on the carry by Mickey. Making his first start, replacing Roy DeWalt, who was in the press box, now back down on the sidelines. Tendonitis in his throwing arm, and Mickey has done a good job for the Bombers in directing their offense tonight against the Lions.
They've always had that leadership from Tom Clements, you know, and that quarterback role very important. Mickey stepping in, taking control tonight. DeWalt's had that tendonitis in the shoulder and hasn't been able to assume that role. So maybe Tom Mickey can do it for him.
The ball at the Lions 20. Mickey over the middle looking for Murphy, incomplete. Yeah, he threw into a lot of coverage there. There were 4 BC Lions around Murphy in the area.
They sure did. Murphy got inside the corner of Andre Francis, but he had an awful lot of help inside from those linebackers. Good thing it was overthrown.
.35 remaining to play in the 3rd quarter as the young Bomber head coach looks on, breathing a little easier tonight against the Lions than he did in their last outing. 2nd and 10. Mickey eludes the pressure. A flag goes down. Mickey into the end zone tunnel. Touchdown, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is.
I think it's coming back for holding, so we'll have to take a look at it. Yeah. It's a good job of scrambling and finding it. You know what I liked about it? He was running to his left, threw that thing sidearm back across his body. Good catch in the end zone by Tuttle. All gone.
Winnipeg, number 23.
Tony Johns called for holding, and that nullifies a scoring play, but Mickey did have a lot of time. And
he wanted to throw backside again. He sprinted to his left, but the BC Lions, they dropped zone over there, so they get help from a lot of people. Then he had to scramble. Good job. This goes for naught.
And his confidence is just growing by leaps and bounds. 2nd and 20 Bombers. The ball at the 30-yard line of the Lions. Again, Mickey gets some time. This time he fires it over the head of Murphy, and the crowd was on Andre Francis. They were hoping for some kind of interference call. He had his arms wrapped around Murphy after the throw.
Yeah, the ball was high, out of bounds, and uncatchable. Not going to call that.
So Mickey and the Bombers offense will come off for a break, and they'll leave it up to Trevor Kennard. See if he can split the uprights. A 37-yard field goal attempt for Trevor Kennard into the wind. Good job by Cameron to scoop it up, and it's good. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on a field goal from Kennard go on top of the BC Lions 27-7.
Do I hear 27,000? 27? 27. I have 27.
G'day. Nice to see even rich people have got to buy second-hand stuff sometimes. Now, here's a real collector's item. Foster's. Tastes like an angel crying on your tongue.
50,000? Sold for $50,000.
Quite a good price for that bust. Wonder what he'd pay if it wasn't bust. Foster's, the Golden Throat Charmer.
Welcome to highlights of the big Grey Cup game. Let's go to the tape. There's the snap. She's got some choices here. She's rolling left to the $1 million Grey Cup Day draw ticket. Oh, no, she scrambles right to the ticket for big discount on CFL games. She fakes left again and deep straight up the middle for the instant win of up to $1,000 cash for a VIP weekend at Grey Cup 88. What perfect poise under prodigious pressure. There are 5 ways to win in Grey Cup Millions, so get in the game today.
I want to talk about security and spies and secret police in this country. The wristwatch probably changed history more than any given battle. We've got a lot of hockey players here writing books. Are cattle really stupid?
Ooh. No one brings your morning to life like Peter Zosky. Morningside for the lively mind.
Well, there we see it, about an 8.5-yard average by Parker, 7.5 by Bender. Getting that running game going in the Canadian Football League again, and with the young quarterback like Mickey, that's very important to him. And we know it is with BC from talking to Donovan because of Dunnigan's style. He needs the running game, so they do a lot of work on it.
Kennard, good low kick, and it was mishandled by Rivers, picks it up at the 20. And good downfield coverage by the Bombers puts the BC Lions in a hole.
Boy, that's the way to do the job. Darren Uchin down there to make the snap, or make the tackle, kicking off against the wind, and the BC Lions get the ball on their 15-yard line. You cannot ask any more from special teams. We've seen it all.
A 57-yard kick and a -3-yard return for Rivers. As Dunnigan goes to work, he has the wind at his back. This is a critical quarter for the BC Lions. They will lose whatever wind there is in the fourth quarter. A flag goes down before Dunnigan even gets a chance to take the ball from center.
Illegal procedure, BC number 34, first down repeated.
He jumped offside, went all the way across the line of scrimmage and made contact with the Bombers. Tried to get back before the snap, but once he touched the guy, it's too late.
Boy, when things go wrong, they really go wrong, don't they?
Boy, you bet.
Dunnigan set. Mark Seal getting in top of Dunnigan.
You know what you got to like about that particular play was the rush of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Watch him come upfield, get Dunnigan contained in the pocket. Here they come. Little play action, but look outside. Can't go. Coming from the backside, he can only come forward, and Mark Seals right there to make the hit. Good defense.
And with a 2nd and 17 situation, all sorts of flags go down, and 2 members of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will be fingered for the offside, I'm sure, by referee Butstein.
Illegal procedure, BC number 58, second down repeated.
Nope, goes the other way.
Well, like you said, it hasn't been a good quarter so far. They lose the opening kickoff, and on this one they've had 2 flags out of 3 with a sack in the middle. So that's not getting the offense going.
And to say that Dunnigan's in a hole would be putting it mildly. It is 2nd and 21. The ball's at the 4-yard line. He's in the shotgun to take the snap. Fires complete. But he's well short of the first down. Taylor made the catch, but he was going nowhere once he had the ball. Callaway was on top of him.
Yeah, Bombers just sat back nice and deep. They needed about 20 yards for the 1st and 10. Let him throw it under the linebackers. They have a lot of confidence in their tackling ability, and as we see, they're there to make the hit. So now Roy Kurtz gets to punt the football with the wind at his back, so we'll see if he can get it down to midfield.
So Kurtz will try to get a big punt away for the Lions. And it's a low one again. It's almost blocked. Haley is there. Bounces over his head. Shorten juggles it and then comes up with it. And he's stopped at the 49-yard line. So when we come back again, the Bombers will have excellent field position. They lead 27-7.
How is Priority Post EMS Courier better connected? Through an experienced national network with reliable next business day delivery most everywhere in Canada and all the choice, convenience, and price features you'll ever need. Through better connections to the U.S. and through the EMS Courier network, better connected to Europe and to over 60 countries right around the world. Priority Post EMS Courier, Canada's better business connection.
The Canadian Armed Forces. It's our task to meet Canada's international commitments, provide assistance in emergency situations, and defend Canadian territory. The forces need young people to learn and take on challenging careers. Find out how to get a university degree paid for by the Canadian Armed Forces. Look in the yellow pages under recruiting.
You are so beautiful. Everything I hope for.
Standing on the sidelines in street pose is not what quarterback Roy DeWalt thought he'd be doing in the Bombers' 4th game of the season, but tendonitis has him on the reserve list. Could you play tonight, Roy?
Well, it's quite sore, and I didn't get to practice, so it was in our best interest not to play. And I just like that. I'm the highest paid coach in the league right now.
That's your thanks, Roy.
He got that right, I'll tell you that.
And that he is, Scott. 1st and 10 Bombers. The ball at the 49-yard line. They give to Bender. Bender has a very, very narrow gap, picks up a couple of yards, but a flag goes down.
One thing you have to like about Bender is his quickness coming off the ball. He didn't need much room, he didn't get much yardage, but he got it up in there. And he's making the Lions respect the running game.
Offside, BC number 40. First down repeated.
And there's Roy DeWalt, the Blue Bombers'
That wasn't a
highest
bad
paid
line
coach.
today. Now, if you want to be nasty, we could say that if Mickey keeps playing the way he is, he could be a coach forever.
That was one thing that Mike Riley was quick to point out. Roy DeWalt has been very, very helpful as a coach. Tony Johns, the ball carrier that time, finding little running room, gets up to the midfield stripe.
Roy would be helpful. You know, you got a young quarterback, you got a guy like DeWalt that's been around, and he's going to stand on the sidelines, and he's going to talk to those coaches upstairs, and he's going to give them every bit of information that comes down, because when it comes down to the bottom line, the only thing that matters is 2 points.
And speaking of a veteran being of help to a younger player, although Kurtz is certainly no rookie, that was Ruoff with Kurtz on the sideline. Quick pass to Murphy. Murphy has the catch, but he's going to be short of the first down. The ball is loose, but they'll rule that the play was dead.
That time the BC Lions handled that pass out there the way they had to handle it. Gooch came up from his corner position, and when the ball was thrown, he goes outside. That forces him back in, and now when you cut back in, here they come. 31 Konar, Braswell, and Gooch. They're all there. We got you that time. But Gooch made the play. He forced him back inside where he can get some help. Well, let's watch Cameron kick this ball against the wind this time.
He's had a couple of good kicks into the wind.
Well, I'll tell you, he sure has it good. We've always said that over the years. Good punter against the wind.
And that one, not one of his better ones. Taken by Rivers at the 30. And a flag went down as soon as Rivers took possession of the ball. It'll be no yards. Only a 24-yard punt. And a couple of yards on the return for Lorenzo Rivers.
Well, that's not a great punt against the wind. We know it's a no yards, but I'll tell you, I think if you're kicking against the wind, that's the guy you want to do it for you. So,
no yards. Winnipeg 39. First down.
The next game on CBC television, the Ottawa Rough Riders here at the Winnipeg Stadium against the Blue Bombers. Don Whitman will be back in the broadcast position along with Ron Lancaster and Scott Oak. 8 p.m. Eastern start. Donegan fires over the middle. It's complete. Sam Moore receiving that pass from Donegan. Not too happy with the reception he got. Now the BC Lions are in their hurry-up offense. They need to put a lot of points on the board in a hurry. 8:31 remaining third quarter. Winnipeg lead 27-7. Donegan airs it out. He's got Williams, and it's intercepted. Thompson, and then he fumbles. It's a free ball. Now, who recovers? It looks like the BC Lions will wait for the indication. BC have recovered. So the interception off a Donegan pass and then a fumble by the Bombers. And the BC Lions have possession of the ball where Williams might have caught it.
yeah, that's just about where he would have caught the football. You got to like the play by Thompson. The free safety does what he's supposed to do. He gets over and helps out the corner. He goes a long way with the ball in the air, and he's got some room to run, but put that football under your arm. You see what happens? They strip it, and it pops out of there. There's a scramble for it. Watch. This way. Go get the ball. Don't wait on it. Jefferson reached down for it, but the Lions came in underneath. They have possession. So a big gain. Parker's the injured ball player, but the Lions need to get something going right now.
And I believe it might have been Williams who stripped the ball.
It was. Sure was.
A good job by the BC Lions receiver. First turnover of the ball game for the Blue Bombers. Could be a costly one. BC Lions take over 1st and 10 down the Bombers 20. Donegan. And I believe it's a touchdown. Can you believe that? Sam Moore.
It's weird they didn't catch the football, but boy, Sam Moore's not too sure of it, is it?
Well, talk about a strange series of events.
Well, that was a strange when the ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Goes up into the air. Let's take a look at it. Watch him step, throw to his right. Let's see who tipped it. Can't get a real good look at it. Looks like Aaron Brown tipped it. Pretty close, pretty close. Had it between his legs, didn't he?
But I believe the ball actually hit the ground, so it was a good call. 2nd and 10 Lions. The ball at the Bombers 20. Taylor. And a flag goes down as Taylor turns the corner and is forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Benny Thompson up from the safety position, lying on the line of scrimmage, in on the tackle.
Winnipeg offside. So the BC Lions will advance the ball with the help of a penalty.
Offside, Winnipeg, number 52. Repeat 2nd down.
Mike Gray on the outside for the Bombers.
2nd down, Mike. Just 2nd down.
Lions head coach just checking to make sure it's 2nd and 5. The ball's at the 15. They get to Parker. Parker struggles down inside the 10-yard line. Mikawais there to make the tackle for the Bombers.
Hold on here. Hold on. They message. I see that he's at the third here. Yeah, okay, 12A. 12-14A. 13A.
Like it's going to be the toss. Here comes that hand back to Parker. They try to double team the nose in that case, and there it is. He's going to be, I think he's got the 1st down. Should be very, very close. Not quite.
I've got a feeling the play is going to be 13A.
I don't know if it's 13A, but I think it's going to be 16 straight ahead. How's that one?
That could be 13A. Short by inches. 3rd down for the Lions. They trail 27-7. They need some points.
Let's watch that defensive line. See where they go. They got to go down hard inside gap. Over the top comes the linebacker, but Dunnigan gets it.
13A is definitely the quarterback sneak for Matt Dunnigan as he keeps the drive alive.
I didn't know you were up on those calls. That's not a bad play.
I eavesdropped.
There they go. The linemen are down. The linebackers are up. Dunnigan gets between them. Bounces off a little bit, but he got that 1st down. That's what he needed. He got it. He needs a touchdown right now, too.
1st and goal to go Lions. The ball at the 9-yard line. 6:45 remaining 3rd quarter. Donovan puts it up. Touchdown, BC. And that time, Williams just went over the top of the Blue Bomber defender and pulled that one in.
James Jefferson down on his knees in the end zone. Can't believe it. He had about as good a coverage as you can get on a receiver. And watch Williams use his hands. You got to like this out of a receiver. Dunnigan sprints, stops, watch it. Watch Jefferson is there. He just reaches up and says, I got it. 6'3", went up about another 3 feet above that, just pulled it down. Good hands, good concentration.
And now 36-year-old, about to be 37-year-old, Bernie Ruoff will try the point after. Automatic for the veteran. So the BC Lions pick up a much-needed touchdown to get back into this game.
LC just bought me my favorite light beer and showed me how to do this.
Today we're doing bottles.
Huh?
Howard, how come light beer from Miller is your favorite light beer?
Oh, man, the taste is old Bob Shabam. I mean, lay down, break down, birdie on the hot side of town. You dig?
I dig.
Miller Lite. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I just enjoy working with the kids. You can bring a smile to their face, or I can get such a chuckle out of them. Some of the questions that they ask, everything from, what do you think of the financial affairs of the CFL from a 7-year-old to how much food does Hector really eat? It's just fun. It's not something I'm obligated to do. I just think it's a great experience. As simple as that.
Saturday, August 13th, the Ottawa Rough Riders and new head coach Bob Weber come to Winnipeg Stadium looking for their first win of the season. In their way will be Mike Riley and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have lost at home only 3 times since 1984. Capturing the moments. The CFL on CBC. Ottawa at Winnipeg, Saturday, August 13th at 8 Eastern.
The Blue Bombers lead by 13 as third quarter continues here at Winnipeg Stadium. Ruoff with a line drive kick. It'll be fielded by Hurd, but he can't hang on. Now he's got to scramble to pick it up. Hurd at the 10. Hurd still going. Hurd still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 30.
Well, Mike Riley said he was something to watch on special teams. He went from a goat to a hero in about 5 seconds. That was an outstanding run by Hurd. Not bad. 73 yards. You see him, it goes right through his hands. Now watch this. He finds it, gets in behind those blue jerseys, cuts upfield. Looks like he's going to be stopped. Bounces outside. Stays inbounds. I thought he was almost out of bounds. This is unbelievable. He gets hit, and he rolls around, but a big, big return.
First and 10 Bombers from the Lions 30. Mickey puts it up. It's complete. Faby forced out of bounds, but not before he picked up the first down.
Little bootleg action brings Steve Huskers outside with him as his personal protector. Faby just down and out to the sideline. He floats it out there. He grabs it. So the Bombers are moving again, 27-14. Looked like BC was going to get something on that mishandled kickoff, and it turned out to be disastrous.
The ball's at the 17, first and 10 Bombers. Mickey with some time, but the ball just sort of floated away. Intended for Tuttle, but it's incomplete. This program is copyright and is strictly for the use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited. Second and 10, Winnipeg. From the line, 17, 5:32 remaining, third quarter. Mickey under pressure. Scrambles and complete to Murphy. What a great grab!
You know, Murphy dropped the easy one a while ago. On this one, when Mickey threw the football, I said, no way. And Murphy makes a great catch. He just goes up and pulls that thing down. Boy, I'll tell you, they wanted to get to the ball to wide receivers. Now you see why. Tuttle and Murphy have done the job for him tonight.
And the conversion attempt from Trevor Kennard is good. 34-14 Bombers.
Oh, you got to look at this catch. Murphy coming to the inside. Mickey's going to do a little scrambling. And when he lets this thing go, it looks like Murphy is covered about as well as you can ask. But watch the catch. Just reaches up, bang, pulls it down right in front of Andre Francis. Touchdown. Mickey won it. He keeps those backs. Look, you see Tony Jones looking to help him. A lot of time, now a little pressure, scramble outside. And I'll tell you, I didn't think Murphy was open. But watch the catch. Nothing to it. First touchdown of the season for Murphy.
And again, thank you very much, gentlemen. Great coverage from our cameras tonight.
You got it, man. You got it.
That's right. You guys did it. That's that offensive line. He says, you give him time, I can beat anybody.
And there is joy in the Winnipeg Stadium tonight. Their Bombers are on top, 34-14. Kenner kicking off. Rivers at the 30, hesitates. And he who hesitates is lost because that little hesitation got him in trouble. Michael Allen makes the tackle downfield for the Bombers. A 45-yard kickoff and a 1-yard return as Matt Dunnigan goes back to work to try and get this BC Lion offense on track. And scored a touchdown, but Winnipeg came right back and scored one of their own as Riley looks on. And that's the scoring story by quarter. Big second quarter for the Bombers. First and 10 Lions. The ball at their own 31. And that time, Dunnigan did not get away with a fake. Mike Gray got into the backfield very quickly, was not taken in by the fake, and nailed Dunnigan.
You remember back in the first quarter when Dunnigan gave the ball to Parker and fake coming out there, they tackled him and got a penalty for roughing. This time, he makes a good fake. Put that ball on his hip, and he did not fool Michael Gray, and he is there to throw him down. So, well, I'll tell you, this Winnipeg defense is doing it all right now. What a game to put, what a show.
Big play from Michael Gray. Second and long yardage for Dunnigan. He puts it up, and it's complete to Scott Lucky, and he has the first down. Big clutch play.
You know, we talked about those two young slot backs, Murray and Leckie. 3 years total between them. Down the middle, he gets a step inside Darrell Sampson. Ball's delivered. Leckie makes the catch. Big first down for the Lions. They need to get things rolling their way.
First and 10 BC. The ball at their own 43-yard line. They give to Taylor. He fights his way for about 3 or 4 yards.
You know, the hurry-up offense caught the Winnipeg Blue Bombers by surprise in that opening game. But it hasn't caught them tonight. You notice they're lined up ready to play right with the Lions.
Second and 6 for Dunnigan and the Lions. Quick pass. Scott Lucky takes it out of bounds, but I believe he has the first down. A flag goes down, and that may be unnecessary roughness with the tackle after the play when Lucky was out of bounds.
Yeah, he was well out of bounds. Now, I know Callaway didn't hit him hard, but he hit him. And you don't have any business hitting a guy when he's 4 yards out of bounds, so it's going to cost him.
Unnecessary roughness. Winnipeg, number 48, up 15, first down.
Callaway guilty of the infraction.
So you're going to get a good look at it. Now, there's like he's pushed out of bounds. Don't touch him. He's out of bounds. Now, I know he, looks like he's letting him go, but he did hit him.
They give to Parker, and Parker picks up valuable yardage up the middle. Again, this very quick offense by the BC Lions, catching the Bombers' defense napping. The ball is down at the 25-yard line.
Rob Pradanovic comes in to replace Mark Steele. They're running right at him.
This time, they managed to stop Taylor.
You know, Winnipeg likes to play that gambling, blitzing defense with linebackers going here and there. If you can make the blocks, you'll get a real quick seam inside, and if you hit it, you're into the secondary with not much help from your rest of your teammates, and that's what they've been able to do with Parker tonight on that trap.
The Lions managed 3 on the last play. It's 2nd and 7. The ball is at the 22-yard line of the Bombers. 2:29 to play, third quarter. Winnipeg leads 34-14. Dunnigan intending for Williams, and a good defensive effort there by James Jefferson. Read that perfectly.
That's good. That was excellent defensive play. You know, I enjoyed the article in the paper today where, Jefferson said he was embarrassed out in BC by Williams, and he's looking forward to this confrontation. Williams said, hey, that's good. It'll make both of us play better. You can't play it any better than Jefferson did right there. He stepped in front, knocked it down. Last time they threw it, Williams got a touchdown on a great catch. So, two good athletes having a little bit of experience, a little fun out on the field.
They're hollering, Bernie, Bernie, as Ruoff comes on to try the field goal. He's certainly got the legs, but he's wide. Ruoff with the wind at his back, so he had no excuse in that department. but he pushed it wide. Typical reaction from Ruoff, blaming nobody else but himself. He'd be the first to tell you that wasn't a great kick. He knows. You don't have to tell him. He's a pro. He's been around long enough to know when he's not gotten off a good kick, and that was not a good one. It was certainly long enough, but it was not on target. So the BC Lions come away from the well empty. The score remains 34-15. They did pick up a single point, but you just know they wanted 7. Now Winnipeg first and 10 from their own 35. Premature action at the line of scrimmage.
Mac Moore saying they move. He's pointing. He's going to help the official.
Offside, BC number 44, first down repeated.
He didn't sell it well enough because they've got the Lions. 3 of them moved. Contact made. Winnipeg gets a first down. 1:42 left. Mike Riley would love to see them just control this ball and get turned around because the wind is getting stronger.
I wonder if the cadence of Mickey is giving the BC Lions defense some trouble.
Well, you got to change it. Mickey may be changing that. A lot of teams get in the habit of going on certain snap counts. You change it up to keep that defensive line off guard.
First and 5. They give to Johns. Johns picks his way, has the first down, and then some. Crosses the 50-yard line. Drawhorn is there to make the tackle for the Lions.
Well, you get in behind Vizcaya and David Black. They did the job on the left side. Cuts back, big first down.
Hey, we agree with that.
From your little man. I think that's good.
This time it's Bender. And Bender is tripped up after picking up a yard by Braswell, the leader of the BC Lions posse, which has not done all that great a job in corralling the Bombers' offense tonight. They've managed 34 points.
That's not bad. 56-yard average. Get 131 tonight. Well, when you're going against the wind, a running game sure comes in handy. The big thing right now, I think they're going to be able to finish this third quarter. They may not. Here, there's 19 seconds left.
Mickey puts it up. That time he was intending for Fabi. But Fabi couldn't come up with a reception.
Well,
14 seconds to play.
Punt it against the wind. Big break for the Lions. Force that ball to be punted against the wind.
But the BC Lions will lose the wind in 14 seconds, and Winnipeg will have it at their backs for the final quarter. They lead 34-15, a big advantage in the fourth quarter.
Well,
we thought maybe the wind would drop off, Ron, but it hasn't.
Well, it usually does later, but the clouds are rolling in. We may get some rain later, but the big thing is the Bombers gave them the wind and the ball, and they scored 10 points against the wind. That's a big, big thing for the Bombers.
Rivers, 25-yard line, back to the 21, and again he's dropped for a loss. Platney leading the Bombers downfield. What a superb job the Bombers special teams have done against the Lions tonight.
All day, it's my place. Good time. Listen to the great taste of McDonald's.
Swimmers up!
Watch closely. One of these swimmers is a Fuji picture. Can you spot which one? Fuji's advanced technology has developed Fuji-Color Super HR film with ultra-thin color layers for sharp pictures and better skin tones. For pictures so alive, they almost breathe. Get Fuji-Color Super HR film. And now, Fuji-Color Super HR film comes in its own camera. Fuji-Color Quick Snap, the first disposable 35mm camera, wherever Fujifilm is sold.
some things in life you just can't improve on, and this is one of them. Beeman's Chewing Gum.
Welcome back to Winnipeg Stadium. And what a night for the Blue Bomber fans as their Bombers lead the BC Lions 34-15. The Lions have possession of the football. They're going against the wind. They're 1st and 10 from their own 23. Parker crosses the 25. Dunnigan checking his left wrist for plays.
You know, you got to wonder, 34-15, trailing going fourth quarter running the football. But, hey, that's been a big gamer for them tonight. They've sprung Parker for some big games. Why not take a shot at it?
2nd and 7, BC. Donegan goes long into the wind, and it's complete. Throwing into the wind, completes to Williams, and Williams takes it at the 44-yard line.
That's a gamble to throw the ball that far. He put it up in the wind and it hung, but what? James Jefferson, number 20, he falls down. Good play action. All right, a lot of time. Step up in the pocket. Now let it go. Now watch out of the corner. You'll see James Jefferson on the ground. Well, you don't see him there. He gets back up and gets back in on the tackle, but a big play for the Lions.
43 yards the play covered. 1st and 10, BC. Donegan faking everybody that time, giving it to Parker, and Parker down to the 30-yard line.
Boy, they've had a lot of success with that. They start Parker and Taylor to their left, and all of a sudden, when Dunnigan turns, he hands it, and then Parker comes back against it. They've made a lot of yards with that play tonight. You get those linebackers going with the flow, he cuts right in behind them.
24,000 plus on hand here at Winnipeg Stadium tonight. They make it sound like 50,000. Donegan under pressure. And they rule that his knees touch. Callaway getting in there to drop Donegan.
Well, they may be fooling the linebackers inside, but Callaway is staying home where he belongs. We saw Michael Gray do it early. This time, Callaway didn't fool him. Look at him standing out there. Comes on the run. Dunnigan tries to fake him, but he's grabbed, and right here, the knee makes contact. Referee rules him down.
And that's all that has to touch the artificial turf is the knee, and the play is stopped. Mark Seal shaken up on the play. And I'll tell you what, with the heat here at Winnipeg Stadium tonight, although it is cooling off a bit, it could be exhaustion.
The wind has really picked up. Very, very strong.
That's what surprised me when Dunnigan elected to go with that long pass. I think that fooled the Bombers' defense. They didn't anticipate Dunnigan to throw long into the wind.
He didn't have anywhere to throw the football. They were covering well, and all of a sudden Jefferson fell down, left Williams wide open. Dunnigan found him.
Mark Seal getting a bit of a break. Comes off under his own steam. 12:39 remaining to play in the quarter. They certainly haven't given up much tonight. They have been very stingy against one of the best passing offenses in the CFL. As a matter of fact, the BC Lions are number 1. The way the Bombers defense has played tonight, they are number 1. Radanovic is in the game for the Bombers. 2nd and 20 for the BC Lions. Donegan scrambling outside. Again, fires long. And this time, he throws out of bounds.
Benny Thompson come from that free safety all the way over in perfect position to intercept it. The ball went out of bounds. He kind of let up, and he tripped, and he banged his knee on the turf. He seems to be in a lot of pain.
You know, there's a seam down there, Ronnie, and I'm wondering if he didn't catch his leg in that seam as he went out.
Either that or the little green monster reached up and grabbed him. But I mean, he is really in great position. Now, the ball's going to be blown out of bounds. He still thinks he has a shot at it. Right there, he gets caught. That left foot got caught in the ground, and it banged on the ground, and he's in a lot of pain.
Now, had that been natural turf, that may not have happened because the foot would have slipped on the grass. But because it's artificial turf, there is very little give.
Yeah.
And that's one of the arguments against artificial turf.
Yeah, we saw it happen to Bender running the football with that turf toe when you bang it and it doesn't give. Now we see it happen to Benny Thompson.
So that brings on the veteran Bertie Ruoff to attempt a long field goal into the wind. 47 yards, and it's going to be short. Taken by Jefferson, who elects to run to the right side, picks up a few blocks. And he's forced out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So when we come back, the Blue Bombers will have possession of the football.
The taste of light beer from Miller scores a perfect 10. But what about me? A Russian judge.
No beer beats a cold Miller Lite when you're watching a game under the hot sun, eh, Sparky?
Yeah, great seats, too.
I bought them last week, got them on sale. It's almost like being at the park.
Miller Lite. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Spies are murder, though.
Celebrated throughout the world.
She's Canada's unknown superstar.
A passionately talented violinist.
Music is so versatile. It should reach everybody when it's really good.
Ida Hendel. On Adrian Clarkson's Summer Festival, Tuesday over most stations. Raymond Massey discussing his many roles in life.
These characters become friends.
Raymond Massey, actor of the century, on Roski's Gallery, Thursday.
We won? We won.
Carrie wins the case, but her client can't collect.
It's gone, Lena. Nobody cares.
Did Carrie try hard enough? Then another client gets violent because she's not there.
I hold you directly responsible for what happened.
The pressure's too much. Street Legal, tomorrow. A mysterious disappearance. But the English moors may provide a clue.
I want to word with you.
The return of Sherlock Holmes, tomorrow night.
Well, they got a big finger.
The BC Lions were called for unnecessary roughness on the last play, so it moves the ball down to the BC Lions' 51-yard line, where the Bombers are 1st and 10.
Yeah, it all broke out over on the sideline, and things got a little out of hand, a little pushing and shoving. The referee called everybody together and talk about it. Now we'll see what happens.
Larry Dunn.
On that last play, Winnipeg, number 48, was guilty of unnecessary roughness. We're going back 15 yards, and it will be 1st down Winnipeg.
Okay, and they called Winnipeg also. They called the Lions, and then they called the Bombers. So we had 2 of them called on 2 sets. There was quite a little pushing and shoving going on in about 3 different places over there, and I couldn't see who hit who. Evidently, Callaway's he's giving some shots out, legal and illegal tonight.
So that marches the ball back to the Bombers' 44-yard line, where Winnipeg are now 1st and 10. They lead 34-15, 11:45 remaining to play in the 4th quarter. Mickey airs it out, and it's incomplete.
Stride
it was intended for Murphy.
Good job. Andre Francis is stride for stride with him down the sideline. Threw it where it should be thrown, to the outside. That way, if Murphy doesn't catch it, it's going out of bounds. In this case, it went out of bounds.
With the wind at his back, we might expect Mickey to put the ball into the air a little bit more often in this quarter.
Yeah, right now, see, now they take out Walter Bender and Randy Faby. They put in Vernon, Paul, and Hurd. So they have 4. They got a lot of important receivers in the game right now. In fact, all 4 of them are.
Mickey running for his life, and he dives out of bounds. Kevin Konar applying early pressure on Mickey.
Tried to dive for that 1st and 10 marker. He saw it. He just couldn't get to it. It's going to come up a yard or so short. In fact, almost 2 yards. I think they go ahead and kick the football. Well, really, over there, it's 1 yard. It's 1 yard. What are they going to do? Cameron says kick it. They're going out to kick it.
And the fans don't exactly agree with the decision of the head coach, Mike Riley.
Well, it is 1 full yard, but I think with a 34-15 lead, kicking with the wind at your back, force the Lions to go the distance. I don't see anything wrong with this call at all.
Makes a lot of sense to me, and Rivers will try and catch his ball at his own 15-yard line. Let's check the hang time this time for punter Bob Cameron.
They're going to come after this, and they're going to try to block it.
Wind at his back. Oh, and he gets a beauty away. Forget the hang time. He has just hit one. And Rivers will concede. Boy, I'll tell you, he really got one that time. 35-50.
People, gather round. Ludlow's our new supervisor of accounts receivable.
Hard to believe how he used to be. Another piece of paper won't get customer attention, but phoning long distance will. Amazing he's now collecting on time, solving invoice problems.
Ludlow, congratulations.
Pity, no more lessons for Ludlow, but there's always...
Fillmore, Fillmore, Fillmore.
Business long distance from Telecom Canada.
The Canadian Armed Forces. It's our task to meet Canada's international commitments, provide assistance in emergency situations, and defend Canadian territory. The forces need young people to learn and take on challenging careers. Find out how to get a university degree paid for by the Canadian Armed Forces. Look in the yellow pages under recruiting.
Purity has its mark. With gold, it's stamped right in. In Canada, another symbol for purity is HT. Found on HT lubricants from Petro-Canada, the only lubricants formulated from a base oil that's 99% pure. HT lubricants from Petro-Canada for your farm, business, or vehicles. Your assurance of quality that's as good as gold.
10:51 remaining to play in the fourth quarter. The Blue Bombers on top of the Lions by 20. It's thumb-sucking time. It's past your bedtime, I suspect. 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 35, following that 77-yard single, and Taylor finds a bit of an opening, picks up 8 yards, 8.5 on the play.
Ken Haley up to make the stop. They'll let him run the football. They would like not to give him 10 yards a shot, but they make him run the football, uses up the time on the clock. That kicker Cameron's only traveled 77 yards. He kicks from the right hash. They have 11 men up. They put Rivers back by himself. He kicked it away from him. 77 yards. That's not bad.
The Lions need just over a yard for the first down. Donegan looks to put it up. Going long into the wind, looking for Williams. And Williams is pushed away just as he was going for the ball, but there is no call. Williams appealing, but he's not going to get the flag. Jefferson was covering on the fly.
I think Jefferson had pretty good position. Watch him come inside, get that right arm up. He knocks it down. When the ball's in the air, it belongs to whoever can go get it. Good defense.
So now it's 3rd and 1 for Matt Donegan. And the BC Lions offense. The ball at the 44. Donegan on the quarterback sneak. The Bombers jam up the middle, but he only needed less than a yard.
I'll tell you what, he's just going to make it. Winnipeg's liable to want this measured because it is close. Depends on where they put it. If they got to the line, it looks like they make it, and it looks like it's about half on the line from here. It's pretty close.
Very close. Nose of the football. Keeps the drive alive for the BC Lions, and now 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Next home game for the BC Lions will be Thursday night under the dome of BC Place Stadium against the Toronto Argonauts. They were billing that as the juggernaut against the Argonauts. Not so sure the Lions are playing like juggernauts tonight, but they certainly look like juggernauts on that play. Anthony Parker picking up the first down, but I suspect the Bombers willing to give them that kind of yardage up the middle.
You know what? Donegan still has them worried because that time Michael Gray and Callaway stayed outside on that fake by Donegan. That's what's opening up that backside. Good offense.
1st and 10 Lions. Donegan in and out of the arms of a Winnipeg defender.
James West.
James West almost picking that Donegan pass off. West can't believe it.
When you sprint out, you see West, he's going with you. He's looking. Throw it inside. West just drops the football. Good defense, but he'd have just soon had that interception.
Almost a completion for Williams there. 2nd and 10, BC. The ball at the 54-yard line. Donegan again. Going long into the wind. Intending for Williams. Incomplete.
Greg Battle put a pretty good hit on Matt Donegan just as he let that thing go. But again, good coverage downfield. Williams gets mad, kicks the football. It's laying out in the practice field.
And there's a flag down on the artificial turf here at Winnipeg Stadium.
Second down. Outside Winnipeg. Watch this hit. If we get a good look at it. Donegan sprints to his left. He's trying to go for the home run, but look at the hit. I thought it was bad. It was Aaron Brown, 53, that hit him. What's this? Jefferson's there again. Williams is so mad when he gets up, he went over and kicked it.
2nd and 5, BC from the 49 of the Bombers. They do not get the first down.
Well, he ran into a stone wall. Mark Seal. Who else is getting up off the bottom of that pile? Stan Mikowicz, number 77. They've been tough inside. No run that time. You got to go 3rd and 4. You got to go get it.
The indication from the Lions head coach, Larry Donovan. Matt Donegan calls most of his own plays, but he does get some help from the bench from time to time. Gives to Anthony Parker. Parker tripped up. Does he get the first down? Do the Lions keep the drive alive? I do not believe. I think the Bombers' defense have come up and stopped the Lions. So when we come back, Winnipeg will have the football.
LC just bought me my favorite light beer and showed me how to do this.
Today we're doing bottles.
Huh? Howard, how come light beer from Miller is your favorite light beer?
Oh, man, the taste is obop shabam. I mean, lay down and break down Birdie on the hot side of town. You dig?
I dig.
The taste of light beer from Miller scores a perfect 10. But what about me? Russian judge.
Miller Lite. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
There really are some characters out there. Bobby Jurison. Chris Walby just has given him a new nickname, calls him Wahoo McDaniel after the wrestler and the professional wrestler. He's a very intense person. You know, he wakes up in the morning and his mouth starts running, and I don't think it stops. He may even talk in his sleep. I don't know. He's just always got something to say. But he's an example of a young fellow that's a good player, and he's quite a character, and I think he bears watching.
Training is hard work. It can be painful. Sometimes it's lonely, but knowing Canada's behind me keeps me going. It's all about giving it your best ever. I'll be able to hear Canada cheering me on in Seoul, and that helps me run.
Cheer on Canada's team in Seoul.
In the battle of the quarterbacks tonight, the surprising leader is the Blue Bombers' Tom Mickey. 13-23, 207 yards. Donegan 13-24 for 190 yards and 1 touchdown. Mickey has played exceptionally well in his first start for the Blue Bombers.
Good time for the Blue Bombers. You know, that's what they needed. They needed somebody to take control.
1st and 10, Winnipeg, ball at their own 45-yard line. They give to Johns. Johns finds some running room, crosses the 50. Jeff Braswell brings him down.
Get that running game going now. They can eat the time off the clock. 7:40 left, 20-point lead.
And Mr. Roper is not a happy camper tonight. Very competitive member of the BC Lions. Does not like to lose. 2nd and 5, Blue Bombers from their own 50. Flag goes down. James Parker may have been guilty of early motion at the line of scrimmage.
I think they caught it, but boy, that was some hit by Braswell and John. Pretty good collision. I think Mickey changed that count up. He's catching it.
Offside. BC number 40. First down.
So now it's 1st and 10, Blue Bombers. Ball just the Lions side of the midfield stripe. And that time, Mr. John just going nowhere. Runs right into Walter Ballard, and that's quite a brick wall.
Yeah, you can see that linebacker already up on the line of scrimmage. They're going to come. They got to start coming after him. They know they're going to run the football. When he hit in there, he just bounced back. There was nowhere to run.
But the clock continues to run. 6:35 and counting. Winnipeg lead, 35-15. 2nd and 9. Mickey puts it up. No blue jersey anywhere for that one. Roy Hurd was well downfield on the left side, but there was no way Mickey was going to get the ball to him with that throw.
Pretty good pressure from the BC Lions. Hurd, when Don started inside, went outside to go deep, and the ball went inside and low. So, again, Cameron's going to punt. Let's see if he kicks it away from Rivers again.
Well, the last one was a 77-yarder for the single point. Let's see what he does this time. Remember, he has a gusting wind at his back, and again, we'll check the hang time. Didn't mean much the last time.
Pretty hard kicking with the wind. It won't allow it. It'll carry it for you. Let's see if he gets it up there.
Go, Kenny, go, Kenny!
Remember, anything over 4 is good. And again, it's a boomer. And it should be another single point unless Taylor can get it out. He goes out and then back in. I believe he went out and then came back in.
No, he didn't quite get out.
One point.
Well, I'll tell you, they get some effort out of that special teams, don't they?
Mike Riley was very high on the work of the special teams so far this season. And they have certainly come through tonight against the BC Lions.
The flag on the play. We'll see what it was. That's the reason for the delay.
Legal procedure, Winnipeg, no end, 3rd down repeated.
Larry Donovan agreeing with the call. So Bob Cameron will do it all over again. The way he's been punting with the wind at his back, another 5 yards, shouldn't make that much difference.
Now he's kicked it over Rivers' head. Like, he only had 3.4 hang time. But with that wind behind it, that ball's being driven down. He's getting distance because he's over kicking. I mean, he's back like 50 yards, and he's gotten it over his head every time.
Well, he's going to kick this one from about his own 40-yard line. And again, he gets a good one, and it's juggled by Rivers. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see who managed to jump on the ball. Was it the Bombers or the Lions? The Bombers, of course, indicating it's their ball. It is. Winnipeg recovering.
I'll tell you what, Clanton's recovered a fumble, made 2 tackles, and blocked the punt. That's not a bad night's work. Ball hits Rivers, bounces straight out. It looked like the Lions were going to get it. All of a sudden, it rolls free. 29 Blue grabs the football. You know, Clanton's an interesting story. He only played football about 3 years. He was a wrestler at McMaster. Tried out with the Tiger Cats, didn't make it. Got the opportunity this year to sign with the Bombers. Mike Riley likes the way he plays on the special teams. And at 6'2", 200 pounds, he's a pretty good athlete.
If you're looking for a story in this game, call it turnovers. And here are the standings. Winnipeg coming into this game with a record of 1-2. They will pick up another 2 points tonight. They will move into a tie with Hamilton, only 2 points behind the Argos. 1st and 10, Blue Bombers. Mickey under a lot of pressure. Tries to elude the pressure, gets the pass away. It's complete to Hurd. Hurd can't hang on. But I believe the Bombers retain possession.
Well, that's one way to kill the clock. Sprint right, roll, sprint left. But you get tired doing that.
Now the BC Lions are going to lose. They'll drop their record to 2-2 and remain 2 points behind the Edmonton Eskimos and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And who would have thought that the BC Lions would have gotten off to that kind of a start? Freezing to Toronto and then Winnipeg. 2nd and 5. Mickey puts it up, airs it out, looking for Murphy. And good coverage that time from Keith Gooch. So that'll bring on Trevor Kennard, and the Bombers will come away with what they hope will be 3 points instead of 7. Murphy dropped the pass in the end zone that he should have had, and then made a spectacular catch for a touchdown. So he's had a good night, a productive night, and so has Trevor Kennard, 2 for 2. And now 3 for 3. So Trevor Kennard makes it 38-15 in favor of the Bombers. And the many fans here tonight at Winnipeg Stadium lapping this up, enjoying every minute of it.
Kind of a strange league this year, isn't it? I mean, at least Winnipeg goes out. It just gets humiliated last week by Saskatchewan. BC goes in, plays a good football game with the Toronto Argonauts, but they lose. Everybody figures coming in tonight the Lions are going to win it, and the Bombers come up big. Now, we've done 2 games here at Winnipeg Stadium. They got beaten pretty good by the Lions in their opener, and Hamilton coming in after beating Toronto. Everybody figures the Tiger Cats are going to win. They win that one. I mean, I'm not going to try to figure it out.
I give up. I can't figure it out. Strange league is right. BC Lions dropping to 2 and 2. So Trevor Kennard now getting set to kick off following the field goal. The BC Lions having all sorts of trouble with their kicking game, but no problems in that department for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Kennard and Cameron have done an outstanding job in this game. This is Crawford. Does a good job before being forced out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and a flag goes down. A 68-yard kick, a 32-yard return from Crawford.
Now, the funny part to me is Hurd had contact with Crawford. So that means they have to call roughing on Kennard. Now, I don't believe this. I want to see this one. See, Hurd's already got contact with him. Kennard comes in. Maybe they're going to call a face mask on Hurd. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see.
I'm not so sure as a head coach I want my kicker over there making tackles.
No, you don't.
It's too valuable a commodity.
Oh, they're not going to tell us who they called it on. Kennard would be proud to have it called on him.
First and 10 Lions, the ball at the 53-yard line. And Foggy is back in at quarterback for the Lions. And Parker breaks loose. Parker still on his feet. He could go. Touchdown, Anthony Parker.
That was all Parker. That was all Parker. 56 yards. A little bit of a hole, but he was tackled and jammed up inside. He just kept those knees pumping, and all of a sudden he come out of there. And he showed good speed when he did. That's a good job of running. Look at him. Everybody got a hold of him. He's got to fall down. First thing you know, there he goes. Misses that one. Bounces off. Good balance. Jefferson couldn't put him on the ground. He said, if you're not going to knock me down, I'll run for a touchdown, and he did. That's a good job of running.
Well, the BC Lions may be out of this one in terms of winning it, but they're going to make it respectable.
Yeah, they got to go for 2. They are. That trailing 38-21. They need 2 points. Let's go get it.
It'll be interesting to see how they try and get those 2 points. This is Foggy putting it up, and it's incomplete. So the BC Lions will have to settle for the 6 points instead of the 8.
Moore wanted a pass interference call on that official there. I'm not sure he didn't have a point, but anyway, it didn't count. He's going to sprint to his right. Here he comes. Oh, this is the play by Parker. Look at him. He's hit by Perdanovic, Greg Battle. They couldn't put him down. He fights off that tackle. Jefferson doesn't put him down, so he just runs for a touchdown. Good job of running by Anthony Parker. Came into the night with 156 yards and a 7-yard average. He's going to increase that tonight.
We're going to be in good shape. Knock off the scatter behind. We don't need to fight.
Gotta play some D, man. You know they're gonna try that draw. Gotta shut that out.
Well, we'll look for that. Larry Donovan is convinced that the Blue Bombers will try the draw. Let's see if they do. As Bernie Ruoff gets set to kick off following the touchdown. Into the wind. Good kick. Allen at the 20, 30. And he stopped at the 35-yard line by Walter Ballard. A 54-yard kick, a 14-yard return.
3 minutes left in the game. They've got to get the ball back. Winnipeg has tried to eat it up on the ground or whatever, but the Lions have got to get it back. Like Donovan said, we got to play some D.
3:32 remaining to play in the fourth quarter. Winnipeg lead 38-21. Mickey has gone all the way at quarterback, making his first start for the Bombers in place of Roy DeWalt, who is out with tendonitis in his throwing arm. And he has done an outstanding job for the Bombers in this one. First and 10, Winnipeg. The ball at their own 35. Tony Johns.
He did a good job getting back to the line of scrimmage. Lions had penetration into the backfield. James Parker was in there. He cut back inside. Not only did he get back to the line, he picked up a couple yards.
38-21, the Bombers lead.
Moments you will never forget. Seoul, 1988, exclusively on CBC television.
You're gonna like New Foster's Draft. It's great beer, fresh out of the keg. But the best thing is, you gotta go out to get it. Foster's Lager, now on tap. Go out and get it.
Saturday, August 13th, the Ottawa Roughriders and new head coach Bob Weber come to Winnipeg Stadium looking for their first win of the season. In their way will be Mike Riley and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have lost at home only 3 times since 1984. Capturing the moments. The CFL on CBC. Ottawa at Winnipeg, Saturday, August 13th at 8 Eastern.
Just over 3 minutes remaining to play in the fourth quarter. Winnipeg would appear to have this one in hand. They lead 38-21. They are second and 8. The ball at their own 37-yard line. Mickey just floats that one out of bounds, almost into Section E.
Good throw. Receivers covered. Don't take the sack. Don't throw it up for grabs. He did. He threw it clear over the BC bench. Good throw. Just wanted to see how strong his arm was tonight.
Remember, the Bombers have had the wind at their back in the fourth quarter, and they have used it well.
You'll understand what I'm saying.
Well, they did a good job going against it when they put 10 points on the board in the third quarter. That was a key quarter for them.
But the big quarter scoring-wise was the second for the Bombers when they put 17 points on the board. Now, Bob Cameron in a punting situation. Could get this away from his own 30. Good spiral punt. Crawford fields it just inside the 20. Escapes the first tackle, still on his feet. And the ball is loose. But I believe they're going to rule that the Lions retain possession. A 56-yard punt and a 6-yard return from Crawford.
Crawford's hurt. He took a heck of a hit. He took a heck of a hit on that one. When he went down hard. He hasn't moved. You're going to have to come out and take a look at him.
I'll tell you what Crawford does so well, and you can see it here. He hesitates.
He tries to bounce outside, but watch this. Tries to bounce. He's going to get bent a couple ways. You see Allen going one way and them shouting the other. He got bent right over. Taking a look at that leg. That's not so good.
That could be a very costly injury for the BC Lions. He is certainly one of their more valuable players.
Take another look at this. You see Allen, number 33. You see Crowd. Now, Allen's going to come to the right of your screen. He hits him there, and then they bend him the other way.
Oh, you hate to see that.
Oh, yeah, you hate to see that.
Our next game on CBC television, right here from Winnipeg Stadium. The Ottawa Rough Riders in town against the Bombers. 8 o'clock Eastern start. The Ottawa Rough Riders looking for their first win of the season. The Blue Bombers would like to keep their streak going after a big win over the BC Lions.
Well, Donovan is the head coach of the Lions. Started out 6-0. Now suffered back-to-back losses to Toronto and Winnipeg, and that is a good sign to see Crawford walking like that. That's great. I hate to see anybody get injured, but Crawford's such a valuable member of that BC Lion team, and he looks like he's going to be okay. That's a big plus.
Ricky Foggy, the quarterback for the Lions, having replaced Matt Dunnigan late in the fourth quarter. The Lions 1st and 10. The ball at their own 23-yard line. 38-21 the score. Foggy puts it up, looking for Williams, and Williams can't hang on, but a flag goes down. It could be interference ruled against the Bombers.
Tell you what, Foggy impressed me with his throwing arm into that wind. Nice ball, good distance. I don't know if I agree with his call.
Winnipeg, number 20, first down.
The call's against Jefferson. Jefferson came over to Steen and tried to explain how it wasn't interfered.
Let's take a look at it. He goes up, playing the football. See, I seen a couple earlier that were a little more suspect than that one. They'll live with it. 2:19 left.
Foggy gives to Parker. Parker slashing off left tackle. Picks up 5 or 6 yards. James West brings him down.
One thing about it, both teams have utilized the running game with a lot of success tonight.
The executive producer of tonight's game, Arthur Smith. Producer, Doug Sellers. Director, Ronnie Harrison. Inside the CFL producer, Steve Lansky. And isolation director, Brant Hayward. And a big thank you to the rest of the crew. Tremendous coverage tonight of this Bomber victory over the BC Lions.
Well, I wonder when they were going to show up, but I think that's a cramp. I believe this is a cramp on Parker. He's done a lot of running tonight. Grabbing that calf, pushing that toe up. He's had a big night's work.
And a big thank you to Sim Simone and Mo Simovich. Mo spotting for us tonight. Sim Simone doing his usual first-rate job on the stats. There's Anthony Parker. Let's go down to Scott.
Well, Steve, as you can see, Larry Crawford is up and walking around after spending a significant amount of time on the field. What he's done is twisted his left knee, but he's very durable, as you know, and says he's going to go back in. I'm not sure the medical staff agrees, though.
I'm not so sure I'd put him in, Scott. I think he's too valuable a player to waste when there's no doubt that this game is not going to be won by the Lions. Ricky Foggy on the quarterback sneak. 1:48 to play. Winnipeg lead 38-21. No, I would keep Crawford on the sidelines.
He can say he's going in, but I'll bet you when if that defense goes back out there, he's not there. And they're not going to let him go back in. It's crazy.
3rd and 1. Look for the sneak. Well, that's exactly what Foggy does to keep the drive alive. Next game for the BC Lions Thursday night under the dome at BC Place Stadium. Toronto in town. Always an entertaining football game whenever the Argos are in town against BC.
That team, the Toronto Argonauts, have had probably more success at the Dome than any of the other teams in the CFL. When they hook up with the Lions, it's always an entertaining football game.
1st and 10 BC. Anthony Parker, and they stand him up at the line of scrimmage.
I think they should be excited about that play. They've been trying to stop it all night. Parker's had a heck of a night running it, but this time they were waiting for him.
Aaron Brown and Mike Gray teaming up to stop Anthony Parker. Second and 9. Unloads very close to the first down to Williams on the far sidelines. They had to get down to almost the 20-yard line for the first down.
Maybe about a half yard.
Second and 1. And again, Foggy on the quarterback sneak. First down, keeps the drive alive. Well, if they did manage to pick up a touchdown, 38-28 would probably make the score a little bit more respectable, although certainly no indication of how the Bombers have dominated this game offensively. Foggy, complete to Williams. Williams turns and tries to pick up the first down, but James Jefferson is there to pull him down.
You know, you never like to lose a football game, but this is a real good chance for Foggy to get some playing time. And, you know, he's shown a pretty strong arm on that particular play. He was going to bootleg out of there by himself. Winnipeg was waiting on it. He cut back in, and he just fired it. He just drilled it off the wrong foot, completed it. Good job.
They're very high on this young man out of the University of Minnesota. He's only 21 years of age. He's got a solid future at the quarterback position, according to Joe Galat and Larry Donovan. And they're happy that he is backing up Matt Dunnigan. They think that Dunnigan is going to be a very good influence on Ricky Foggy over the years.
I would think so. Play a little shotgun here with Foggy, see if he can get him in the end zone.
Second and 4. Foggy under pressure, and the Bombers defense come up with a sack. Ken Haley.
It's something we haven't seen a lot of tonight in halfback blitzes, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Ken Haley. Big loss, so it's third down and a bunch. Well, let's take a look at it. In the shotgun, Parker steps inside. He steps inside too late. Haley gets around the outside, and he just runs him down.
Foggy runs with it this time. And shy of the first down.
That's where the instinct takes over. You know, you get in trouble, he runs. He's a rookie. Third down and 20, you might as well throw it in the end zone, take his chances. Mike Riley pretty happy. Well, he should be. His team has played well.
11 seconds remaining. And Mike Riley getting set to celebrate his second victory of the season with the Blue Bombers. A well-deserved victory. Big second quarter. 17 points they put on the board. The defense played an outstanding game throughout. The offense, I think, exceeded expectations.
I think I'd go along with that, Steve. They sure have. The offense has played well, and so has the defense, even though 21 points. One more snap.
Well, according to the scoreboard clock, that only ate up a couple of seconds, but the clock is running now. So this will, barring a penalty, be the last play of the game. Mickey drops to his knees. The game is over. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers have defeated the BC Lions by a score of 38-21. The BC Lions coming into this game as prohibitive favorites, but it's the Bombers who leave with the victory, their second of the year. They win it 38-21.
Priority Post, Canada's largest and most competitive courier network, has joined forces with EMS, the world's most extensive courier network. The U.S., Europe, and beyond. It's all the same network. It's all the same consistent, proven reliability. Whether you ship inside Canada or out. Priority Post, EMS, Canada's world-class courier.
A mysterious disappearance. But the English moors may provide a clue.
I want a word with you.
The return of Sherlock Holmes tomorrow night.
The Talking Heads talk about their 10th album, Naked. Plus, the godfather of gloom, Leonard Cohen. Get Wired, Thursday.
Decades of memories. Crystallized on CBC. Remember 1984?
4 minutes and counting. The time remaining. Winnipeg, second and goal.
It's wide open.
Throwing into the end zone. Touchdown. This time, Jeff Boyd hangs on.
Boy, Jeff Boyd was open about 50
Still
yards.
capturing the moments. The CFL on CBC.
The MVP of tonight's game here in Winnipeg, the Blue Bombers quarterback Tom Mickey. Starting his first game, he did the job. 207 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, including this one to Murphy, a fine grab by Murphy. But it was Mickey who did the job and gets the nod as MVP. And Mickey answered the bell, did he not, for the Blue Bombers?
Well, he sure did. You know, they wanted some leadership. He took over during the week, as Coach Riley said. He come into the ball game tonight with an offense that had been sagging, put 34 points or 38 points on the board. That's about all you can ask.
And if I was Larry Donovan, I'd be a little bit concerned about this BC Lions football club. 2 losses in a row.
Yeah, you always are concerned when you lose 2 in a row, but I think they're a pretty good club. I don't think they're as bad as lose the 2 losses that they've had. They have not. Tonight they hurt themselves in the third quarter when they lost the kickoff.
Well, the BC Lions came in here expecting a win. They go away with a loss. A big victory for the Blue Bombers. Now down to Scott.
Well, Steve, as you know, the Bombers struggled on the road last week. I suppose then there is something to be said for playing in the safety of Winnipeg Stadium, where regardless of off-season player departures, the Bombers have not lost this year. In fact, have lost only 3 times here since the start of the 1984 season. Winners tonight over the BC Lions. Our next telecast on the CFL on CBC schedule 1 week tonight. We're back at Winnipeg Stadium as the Bombers play host to the Ottawa Rough Riders. Still looking for their first win of the season, trying to shake off the effects of a lopsided loss to the Toronto Argonauts this week. Good night from Winnipeg Stadium, everybody.
It's gone, Lena.
Carrie can't help her client collect, and she's not there when another client needs her. Is it pressure? Street Legal, tomorrow. Sunday Report, followed by Venture, tomorrow on CBC Television.